All aboard!
This is Pelon and Chubby, episode 57. This week we talk about family ties, the ones that bind and that keep us together. Mark the blind guy gets confused by the use of medical marijuana. Pelon dodges a bullet, the health scare of 2018. Look out for the flag. And Jay the Holy Roller's back at it again. He survives another run-in with Flavor Flav. This is Pelon and Chubby, episode 57. All the things that are important, what's going on. This is what we do each week. Check us out.
Activate.
It's the Pelon and Chubby Show with your hosts Rick Salas and Guy Murray, talking about comedy and everything that crosses their mind. It's the Pelon and Chubby Show. And we're live.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pelon and Chubby Show. I am Rick Salas.
And I'm Guy Murray.
I'm Jay Feverman.
I'm Mark the Blind Guy.
And together we are...
The infamous.
whatever you want to fucking call us.
Four dudes standing around a microphone.
Yeah, we're the Pelon and Chubby Show. We're here to talk about what's gone on in our lives. We know you can't wait to hear that every Wednesday when we come in. And then the important people we're going to talk about later in the news.
Which is us.
Yeah, and then we're going to do the comedy preview. Who's coming into town? What shows are worth seeing? My pick of the week, and which ones to stay away from? What clubs aren't worth the shit?
Oh, so you're doing that again?
Yeah, I kind of lay off when there's nothing to talk about. There's no sense of wasting everybody's time when there's 15 minutes of deadness because they don't know how to book comedy clubs.
We'll see about that.
So I am a little under the weather. Got a little cough. I survived the whooping cough incident. Very few people got that joke that I posted about the whooping cough. I mean, it is serious. Yeah. You can die from it. But I said, who would have ever thought that a little bit of discipline would have led to this?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I get it now. Right. Here's the thing. I saw that. I'm like, if old Miss Feverman sees that, my butt ain't coming to the show because she's going to think, she's definitely a germaphobe.
No. Once they're on the antibiotics for 4 days, they're good to go.
Nobody told them we're in an Asian palace. It's the cleanest place on this side of the tracks.
Yeah, dude, it's but it's cool. It's all good.
I'm not catching the reference, but okay.
The whooping cough?
No, the Asian reference. I didn't catch it.
Cleanness.
Just being clean? Oh, okay.
Shiny, palacey,
I'm just happy you're here, Mark, man.
Have you not watched Aladdin lately? No, I'm playing.
Actually, I never watched it.
There's a new one out now.
Is there another one?
I haven't watched that one yet. Have you?
No, yet. I don't know.
You probably haven't watched too many lately.
Maybe Little Rick had.
I don't believe it's out in the theater yet. So if you hear me hacking a little bit, it's because a little residue of some shit in my lungs. I don't know what it is. So I apologize in advance. Smoking weed will kill you, Mark. I don't give a shit what surveys.
It's so healthy for you. It makes your lungs better.
Yeah, wrong.
I listen to that hippie BS.
Wrong. If you smoke the weed and not vape it or not eat it, it's just as bad as cigarettes.
It's good. It's good for pain.
I don't give a shit if it's natural or not.
If you have cancer and stuff, then
but eating it,
it's not good for your lungs. It's not going to increase your
vaping
lung.
I
bet people tell me.
Here's my problem. My problem is people that that deceive people, that tell you that it's healthy for you, it kills your lungs, it heals your lungs, it doesn't hurt. Bullshit. Anything you smoke will give you lung cancer. I don't care what it is you're smoking. It's going to give you lung cancer.
Living in California will give you lung cancer.
Bad. Smoke is bad. So I don't want to deceive people and tell them that it's healthy. But now, if you do vape it with the proper vaporizer, not those pins that are made. You know what the pins are made with?
Lithium ion juices and
That's a battery.
Oh, are you talking about the vape cartridges
The
that
vape
go on the pin?
cartridges,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Those
are usually glycogen based,
Right.
which is a sugar based. Which once that product gets in your lungs,
Sugar-based?
your bronchioles and bronchioles can't get that out.
Do you know what
So that can give you cause of pneumonia, flu,
you know
respiratory
what that's used in?
issues.
Primarily, what that
Glycogen?
stuff, what that's used for?
They use that in all kinds of shit, actually.
Well, they use it for the smoke machine out at the clubs. You know those ones that make all the smoke.
Yeah.
DJs
the
pull-
fog machines?
the
Those
fog
things
machines.
are awesome,
The fog-
man.
You are inhaling.
Yeah, so anybody
that
who
when you
use those vape pens, you're just inhaling fog.
Very bad for you.
Artificial fog.
Very bad for you.
You're just
But what do I know?
Yes, he does. He is a doctor part time. People don't really realize that.
I am part
A
attorney,
physician.
part doctor,
Part BS artist.
gynecologist.
part
mostly.
sick. Yeah.
But yeah,
He's not just a pretty face, folks.
No.
What's your opinion on this, Chubby?
Here we are in his studio in his basement,
The lights are off.
and the lights are on.
Oh, well, you can't be acting like the lights are off because you're there.
I'm here.
Turn out the lights.
The light's on you.
Turn on your hot light.
Oh,
Little Neil Diamond for you, baby.
Let it shine wherever you go.
Turn on your hot light. Wasn't that for that terrible Mac and Me or something? Wasn't that what that was for? That they were
The
trying,
makeover, yeah.
yeah, they tried to do their own version of E.T. Some
when was
terrible-
Neil Diamond like hot? 60s?
Are you kidding? That guy's still
70s?
hot.
No.
What are you talking?
Dude, that's my jam.
Come on,
That's
man.
my jam.
Neil's
when
cool,
was he
man.
at his like
Don't you
prime?
bag. Don't be
Hold
bag.
on. I'm going somewhere with this, but when was he at his prime?
I would say 70s,
Yeah.
and he had some 60s stuff, but he had a lot of Monkees hits that were written by Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond's written some good songs.
Well, okay,
man.
but look at the dude. Please look at the dude.
He's like 80. Yeah, I know.
With the kind of good hair come over, with the zip up boots.
Don't. I'm sorry.
just
I
saying,
like Neil. man.
the unbuttoned
I like
shirt with
Neil.
the gold chain.
Neil's the man.
How sorry was life where he was cool?
Okay.
Or Tom Jones for that
He's about
matter.
the same time.
All those.
When
Tom
all
Jones
you-
is friggin' cool. Man.
When all you had to say was, hello.
When James Bond was getting laid, like you watch the shows and okay, fine, he does all this shit, but these ladies don't know. They haven't seen the movie yet. They're in it, right? They don't know what stuff he does. So all of a sudden, James Bond is scoring all these chicks, and it's got to be because of the looks and shit, right? But I mean, even that is suspect.
Now he doesn't really bag the babes anymore, does he?
Oh no,
Not really.
now even James Bond
It's too
is
politically
PC.
correct
Yeah.
and stuff.
So James Bond has to be PC, where
Yeah, it's a soften
Yeah,
it
it's
up.
James Bond. I
where
mean,
the
come
chick
on,
has
man.
to hit on him too. Where
Yeah.
you know.
A lot of controversy against that because all the Bond movies.
I think
just have
now
girls
here I'm
being
going to go out on a
rescued
limb
to
here
get laid.
because of this. I had a thought, and I was telling this to a coworker, and
Yikes.
he's a millennial, right? And he just went,
Yikes.
"What the heck?" Because I was the one who told him. I go, number one, the country's going in a different direction. This was in 2016. I go, just so you know, the polls are all wrong. Trump is going to win. It's gonna.
Did he want to slit his wrist?
Like it or love it? I go, Trump. He's going, no way.
You were
Everybody.
the cause of this too? Oh,
I just knew
See,
it was
I
going to
knew
happen.
it.
I knew it was going to happen. I said he's going to win, and I'm telling you, the country needs a little makeover, and parts of the country that aren't all about CNN and stuff. We need now, in a nice way, shows like Last Man Standing by Tim Allen stuff. We need a little bit of male chauvinist stuff going on. We guys need to be guys. Not saying doing dark stuff, but guys just need to be guys. I think in America, that's my thing. That's my theme.
So with all that being said,
don't
and
you?
done,
I mean, don't you agree with me, Rick?
2
I think
years
you'll
later-
probably be on board with this one.
Did you get what you wanted?
I don't think Guy's going to be on board with me on this one. Not at all.
Me neither.
No, because
Guys
that's,
need to
that's
be-
like guys
Me neither.
guys semi pickup line is being on the chick side.
Yeah,
All right.
that's how he works it.
He likes to,
and
you
he's
know,
and then I watch
likes
your act, and it's all blue.
Oh, blue.
It's all blue. He's talking.
I talk about the vagina.
He talks about the vagina all day long.
I've been listening to a brand new podcast, 6 girls, called Clit Talk.
And he's in the middle of it.
I'm getting all of the download.
Hey, I don't know if I could listen to a chick podcast when that's my free time.
Are they
when I don't have to?
Are they in lingerie or?
No, I mean, well, it's a podcast.
Are they dressed like? Are they dressed like? Are they dressed like Elizabeth
They
Warren?
could be 6 foot
and look like
It's a
Elizabeth
podcast.
Warren.
You would never
can't
know
see
them.
them.
You can't see them.
You remember what he just
Actually,
said?
the chicks are pretty hot, but they don't do video.
That's the ones that you see on the poster.
So it's kind of like, do you think of me when you're sitting there and you go, I'm wondering if this is how Mark feels when he talks to chicks, but, you know, I can't see them, but they sound hot.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You can use that too. You
I just like to know what I'm thinking about.
All day long.
You just go. You know, I can't see you, but you sound so hot.
No, not really, because, you know, there's things called, you know, all kinds of these germs and whatnot, and, like, you don't want to be go touching up on people if they be having the rashes and stuff, because you want shit to be rubbing off on you. So it's like, it's better just to kind of
moving right along.
use the back of your hand.
We start talking about rashes. We're moving along.
You know what? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know if you're aware of it, but even when you can see that
There's a
shit,
rash?
still is a problem.
Yeah.
The rash is not blind sensitive.
Oh, it's not?
No,
Nope.
no, unfortunately.
Yeah, neither are herpes, but,
Yeah.
you know,
So
holy roller, no.
us seeing folks suffer from the same plight that the blind man suffers from. Yes.
I'm reading his shirt. Encinitas Blind Surfing Event.
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
Did you actually go, or did
Yeah,
you?
he's got a
I
picture
actually
on
have
his,
four. I have
Facebook.
about 3 to 4 years of on the Union Tribune.
Well, how
for
come you
North
never
County.
accept my friend request, jerkwad? So
I will get
see
that
this
done right
shirt?
now. Actually, I do
Jerkwad,
deserve
such love
this.
flying around the
I
road.
do.
I am. I'm
Coming from
fired
a
up
holy
today.
roller, that's
Flying
as much
ice.
swearing as I'm going to hear. He didn't even swear during the Cabernac thing. That was actually Maze because he was on fire.
Well, when
Like,
the guy was, I did swear at the end of the podcast.
Jerkwad. You know how that
I'm going to have to go
wad.
back and listen to that podcast then because.
Hey,
Because I said mother
It got-
effer and everything.
Oh, we got high ratings that night when the
we
holy
did
roller
get
sweared.
You know, I did. I was
That's
like,
like when Elon Musk
when I
smoked a joint,
stormed out of here, I was gonna kick that guy's booty.
When he
I
smokes a
was
joint,
losing.
stocks crumble, but when the holy roller swears, oh man, shares go up.
Hey, can you believe he used that word?
You know, I'm not sure if you're
Play
aware
the tape
but
back.
that what do they call it?
The censors?
No, when you anyway, that slur. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay.
In order for that slur to become to be born, jerkwad. Technically, somebody would have to jerk off for it to become a wad.
Okay, it's not like you're reaching on this one, man. You do much.
I'm just saying, technically, for it to be a jerkwad,
You're a
has to be a
much better
wad.
comic than this. It seems like low level.
This has to be a
comedy for
wad
you.
that
You're
was
so good.
created from.
Okay, hopefully you can dig it out.
Yeah.
Dig it out, man. Dig it out of the dirt, man.
I'm
Like
just
a
saying.
baseball reference here.
That's deep.
Okay, okay. We're just getting started, folks. Hang in there, man.
Lisa Medina, what's up? Checked in, watching the show. So a lot of stuff going on still, even though the smear of our new justice, he's in place.
Yeah.
Already repealing every leftist law that's in existence.
did anything actually get repealed or anything? We
fuck,
just
these guys don't do nothing.
yeah.
Come on,
They
man.
don't do much.
They get paid for life and they don't do shit.
That's it. That is it. They
It's
just
because
sit
they
there.
nod their heads and go, that's very interesting.
And they
Done.
say,
If
Okay,
people spend
and we're just going to leave everything the
$180
way it is.
to watch reality TV, which just people get paid just to fucking live life and just, it's okay. We're going to videotape you. We're just going to be in here all the time with cameras in your ass.
Hey, if you're
It's
going to
okay.
pay me, you can friggin'
You know,
do it, man.
but
You
then
can come
there's
watch
gonna
me.
be
Come watch me as I go to
Middle
the restroom.
and lower class white trash and or other trash Americans are going to spend their relaxing time watching other families' drama. I mean, I don't get it.
It is a crazy
Why
thing.
are
I
you
just
only
don't get it.
singling us out?
I said,
You know, you're not even letting Guy be in a part of the conversation.
I said,
man.
No, he's fine. He's good to
What are
go.
you talking about? I said other trash
He
in
said
America.
other. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to
No,
be very
Guy is
widely.
Not, hey, now come on, Guy
No,
is
hey,
not trash.
I was placing us all in the trash category, so
Oh,
we're all in the same.
We're all incled. Okay.
Yeah.
Never
Hey,
mind. I stand
Listen
corrected.
to the
They got-
words that are coming out of my mouth.
They got T.I. and Tiny.
What?
What?
How does that work?
T.I. and Tiny?
I don't know what we're
Are
talking
you,
about.
It's a
Is he the new Biggie Smalls?
urban in-house reality show where they follow rap artists
T.I.
Oh God, this sounds like
And then
horrible.
his wife, Tiny.
who was a stripper, gone rapper.
Shut the
gone-
front door. She took her clothes off for something, for money?
All of
Oh,
them
my
did.
God.
Where'd you miss that?
Oh, my, that's
He's
terrible.
like, hold on. He's gonna look it up.
That almost makes me want to puke in my mouth.
Speaking of that cumwad earlier, jerkwad. I mean,
Jerkwad.
no.
Wow, that's rough. I didn't
Speaking
know
of that, I did have a guest who looked very, very much like Flava Flav come into the establishment. And did I tell this?
Well,
This is
he's
a while
old
ago
enough.
now. And he came in, and he sat at the table, ordered a cup of coffee, proceeded to knock it all over the place.
You would
So I had
definitely
to
know if it
refill-
was him.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm just saying he looked alike. It wasn't him. But he was wearing the Thriller jacket. Like literally the Thriller jacket. Looking like Flava Flav. He just didn't have the clock, but he had everything else, the grill and all that stuff.
That might be valuable now.
And he proceeded
And the 5
to
women.
do coke on the table right in front of everybody.
What a boss.
And at that point, I told him he had to go, and he wasn't going. So I called the cops, and it took him forever to get. They take him out, and it was so funny because they technically, if they don't see it right on you, they can't. They gave him the choice because it's only a misdemeanor now. It's a
Right.
ticket basically, but you still
Well,
can't
don't
do that in
mind
an
if I
establishment.
do. No.
They gave him a choice. They go, now look, we didn't find it on you, but you've got this bag here. So I'm going to give you a choice. You can either go now and not come back, or I can search your bag, and then we'll see what happens.
Go now
And he goes,
never
and he goes,
come back.
you mean I can go? And he goes, that, or I can search your bag.
Go
Because at first he was going. He goes, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
never
He goes, or I'll search your bag. And
You want to tell
finally
a
goes-
cokehead?
And he just
can
goes.
go. He's going to sit there for 5 minutes going.
Literally,
you
after
mean I could go?
he realized that he could go, it was like Roadrunner, man. Boom! He was gone. He was sprinting down and just running with his bag.
course.
It was good. It was good stuff, man.
Oh wow.
Old Flav, man.
Yeah, I had no idea either. And I heard that, and I was like, wow, just a ticket?
Yeah, it's a ticket now.
It used to be, you had any on you, even a little bit, you were going to jail.
No,
After the
it would have to be very significant.
after the cop
amount.
did it right in front of
Now.
you, the rest of your product, he would be like, "I'm gonna have to take you in for
He
this.
goes.
You know this,
He
right?"
goes, "It's not worth-" They say the bigger thing was if they've got like concealed weapons and things like that.
Right.
That's a bigger deal.
But I can't believe it now.
That's what he says because it's a freaking
It's
ticket.
unbelievable.
He goes because it has to be a significant amount.
Yeah, well, the intent to probably sell or
Yeah,
whatever.
then it can be a little bit more, but it's
Right.
not even the big deal that it used to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Exactly.
Everything is like
I'm sure, or they're just like it's not. They go, it's not really worth it now. They go, we can just get them out of your establishment right now, and then when they
Right.
come back tomorrow, we'll just call us again.
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're
Anyway,
doing the same thing with the skateboarders. They're just saying, "Just go, guys. Don't make us come back, and we'll give you a ticket." And they're just playing good faith again. So
I see the correlation.
anyways.
You guys doing coke and riding skateboards.
exactly.
That is the problem with our world right now. Those darn skateboarders.
No, the
skateboarders
scooter,
are out
it's
of
the scooter.
control, man.
It's those
You're
damn
just
scooters down in San Diego.
You're just as bad as the ones doing that cocaine.
If you get hit,
They
it's gonna
did
be
it
by an
right
old lady
there
wearing
on the
flip-flops
freezer.
on a scooter.
And I looked at him, and he's just going. He was going like this. He scoops it up in his long old nail, and he's on. And I just go.
How you doing?
I go. He's doing it right in front of me. She goes, "Wow, really?" She goes, "We'll be right there."
It should. The cops in that area should be like just make a stop every hour on the hour.
Oh, they
the
stop
hour.
by pretty regular, anyways. They do.
you might as well. Fuck. It
You
seems
go,
like
I told him,
every shift.
I go, a guy's doing drugs in there right now because this one person didn't pan out at this one time. And I go, there's a guy, he's been in there a while. He's shooting up. I go, make it worth your while. Just go in there, and they go, oh, cool, thanks. They freaking handcuffed him and took him out because he was shooting up, and it's because it's in a public, because like a kid could walk in there, so they took him. So that was good. He goes, thanks, Jay. I go, no, thank you.
It's good to see that your establishment is taking care of the shitty people in this world.
Yeah, well, I'll be getting rid of them. Anyways. All right, what else is going on?
Well, we survived the whooping cough epidemic. I had no idea that was still in existence. I thought it was extinct. That and what is that? All those weird diseases they had back then.
H1N1.
No, I'm talking about like
way back when.
Polio and
we're talking about
smallpox,
yeah.
chicken pox.
Well, chicken
measles,
pox, they still have, but
measles, mumps,
measles. Yeah. So it's kind of weird. The doctor's like, I'm going to test for whooping cough, just by chance. I'm like, really?
Whoop whoop.
But luckily, I've taken. I had a shot. I guess
I like your post.
at one time I had a
I didn't see it.
tetanus shot, and apparently there's something in the tetanus shot that is a whooping cough fighter. Yeah.
Mercury. Oh,
So
sorry.
that's kind of cool. So yeah, it
he yelled mercury. That's awesome.
that's
That's a planetoid. That's a planet.
so 4 days of having them cough all night long. I got very little sleep, but that was interesting. And then what else? I mean, it was June's birthday. We went to Boomers. We had the quarantine birthday party, which was kind of cool. No kids were invited. It was just the 4 of us. And we went to Boomers. The 15 kids that were supposed to go were not allowed to go because they could have got the whooping cough. Yeah, so we had a nice quarantine birthday party, which was kind of cool. And so
if you want to have a quarantine birthday party at Boomers with nobody else on the track, just say my boy got whooping cough.
Yeah, so it was nice.
Clear that floor out.
We were riding the little go-kart things and all that. It was cool. I put a post. I don't know if you guys saw it, but these last couple of years, I've kind of taken some time off of work. I got a daughter that's 24, 25 years old, who I really don't even know, really. Like, when we got a divorce, my ex, we got a divorce when she was probably 5 years old, 4 years old. And
you're talking about you have another...
The oldest.
Yeah, my oldest one. She's like 24, 25. She lives in Elk Grove up in Sacramento area.
Yeah, go ahead. Continue.
Well, she comes down every year for Comic-Con, so she stops by, see her little brother and sister and stuff. But her mom was tired of me being at work all the time, I guess. And, obviously thought I was cheating with everything that worked there. Well, she was cheating with some dude at her job, which was fine because I felt lucky when I finally found out that I felt okay with leaving her. I felt bad. I stayed because of my daughter and because I didn't want to leave my ex. But then when I found out that she was banging some other dude, I was like, oh, that's perfect. Now I can leave. So it was like...
puts a strain on the relationship with the kid, though.
Yeah, but if I could finally leave.
Yeah.
And so I knocked on the dude's door, and she had just left, and I waved to her while she left. So I knocked on the door. The guy opens the door, and he like flinches like that. I said, dude, if I wanted to hit you, I would have hit you a long time ago.
Have a good time.
I'm not gonna hit you. I just want to say thanks. Now I can leave her, and I feel okay now she's with you. So thanks.
Thanks for taking that off my hands.
Did they stay together?
yeah. So
They're still together?
I think they are. Yeah.
Oh,
On and off.
There you go.
So that was kind of nice. I got my freedom.
So you got your closure there, no problem.
Yeah.
And see, no jail time, no life wasted over worthless crap. Hey, if you ever catch anybody cheating, just approach the lover and say, thank you for taking this piece of shit off my hands. Now I don't feel that guilty leaving. No.
So it was all right, but it's weird because I look back on it and I say this time I don't want to make the same mistake. And I'd like to at least know my kids,
Well, yeah.
So I never got to really know her.
So get a wife that works and you stay home.
So now I've been hanging out with the kids, taking them to school, watching them, and
exactly.
And it's kind of cool, man. And I'll tell you what, it's definitely not easy. 5 and 6 years old is rough, and then one of them autistic on top of it is like, holy shit! It's like having 4 kids, right?
Yeah.
So, but I put a post on there that I wanted to kind of explain. I don't know, just like that one joke. Maybe a few people didn't get it. There's a lot of fucking retarded people out there that don't.
Just
know
a couple. They don't know.
But like I said, I've been a dad for years and years, and becoming a father now has been pretty cool, man. You really get to understanding and know what a father is, and not just a dad or sperm donor. So so this last couple of years, and most people that know me know that I had a drug problem. I still do.
Can't get a good price on it. It's his problem now.
Yeah,
it's too expensive.
Once you are, it's just like the alcoholic thing. Once you are, you always are.
Yeah.
There's a day that goes by. It's like, hey, let me just get a couple lines and help me deal with this fucking disaster. But just fighting it is the daily battle. So
really, it's still.
That's like chewing, man. I used to chew for 30 years.
I used to chew too, but I never. Yeah.
And to this day, sometimes it's not as bad anymore. But to this day, after I'll have a meal or something, I'll be like, man, a chew sure would be good, right?
Yeah. Well, for me, with smoking, every now and then I get that urge. I'm like, I
probably would have smoked.
I want a cigarette. And I'm like, it was the difficult when I was still doing the band. The first show. We were opening up for Buck Cherry. I just quit smoking. Yeah. We're opening up for Buck Cherry and like Orange.
I'm crazy.
I'm a crazy. Yeah, exactly. It was right when that song was starting to hit. We opened up for them, and the big sign in the back of the theater is like, "There is no smoking, no drugs, no nothing, blah blah." Because Josh is clean and stuff, but not his friggin' road crew. Right. Oh my gosh, the weed. Everything. That's what it is at any show like that.
Motherfuckers, no.
But he's just in there. He's like doing these chin ups and stuff on the door, and he was nice enough. But I remember just being around that, and then my roadies and stuff, and they're all smoking weed, they're smoking cigarettes, and I'm just like, dear Lord, this is going to be tougher than I thought. Yeah. But then after I got past that shows again, then. It was like a month or 2 later, or I quit drinking, or like 3 months later. And that first show, we opened up for Skid Row, and it was friggin' that first show was tough. But I had some non-alcoholic beers. Everyone was trying to buy me. They were buying me beers because I used to beer bong on stage. We're a total party act, and I go, I'm done. I'm done, and I don't. Even I'm just drinking a non-alcoholic because I love the flavor. But I don't ever want that feeling again. But I know. I remember.
It's crazy. I'll like start drinking, and that's what usually like I'll drink.
dabbled a little bit in that other stuff.
I'll drink, and then I want to pick up the phone and pick up something.
Oh yeah.
Because it levels me out. Brings me sober again, and then wakes me up. And I'm always pretty mellow, so I don't like I always say
addiction's
I don't like the side to side. I don't like the side-to-side drugs, the hallucinogens, like, smoking weed or any of that stuff. I don't want to be, like, distorted. But I love going up and down, racing, racing with the devil. It's like...
Yeah. I didn't like... I did the speed thing a few times.
Right.
Like 6 times in my life. But I remember the last time I felt like such an idiot the way the person I became. Mm-hmm. And I just went, that's it.
That's the biggest thing that keeps me from doing it is how you feel... the next day.
Oh yeah, terrible.
And what an ass you make out of yourself.
Exactly.
When you're high.
Even more so than when you just drink.
Right.
Beer.
I'm bad enough as it is. Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just like amplified, magnified. Like I'm instead of just being an asshole, I'm like fucking super asshole. And
on your a-hole on steroids, man.
Like, instead of touching 5 people, I'm touching 50 people. And just fucking abrasive. So that keeps me from doing it. I don't want to be a zombie for the kids the next day. And
being a father, I think, is the most probably important job any of us will have, if we're lucky enough to be fathers. Like I've got the young one. He's 6 and he's autistic and stuff. He's just the reason I was saying I was so happy when I walk in the door. Like I had a good week. He's doing very good in school. The challenge is he's acing his practice tests, but when it comes to the real test, he likes to mess up on purpose because he's a little comic. He's a little comedian. He thinks it's hysterical when he messes up on the thing, even though he knows the answer. I go, but you just knew the answer. And the teachers figured that out today. I go, he messes up on purpose. He goes, yeah, we kind of figured that out because he's super smart, and yet he thinks he's just a little brat sometimes. But I'm glad I'm spending more time with him too because I took a step back. Like I made a conscious effort that I wasn't I was gonna hit a mic last night, and I go, I'm gonna hang out with my son, and we did homework, and it was a good experience. It was really great to do that.
Maybe they should just tell him it's a practice test every time.
That's what I said with my wife. Yeah, just said, I go, just tell him it's practice.
Hey, just be happy he's taking the test.
Yeah,
could be worse.
Yeah, exactly.
He could be homeschooled.
Yeah, mine is nowhere near right in her name even. So,
well, we'll be praying for her and stuff. Like that's no BS. I don't kid around with that.
I tell my wife, look, just
he
prepare for the worst.
Yeah, but
and it's not that bad. She's gonna be our roommate for life. Well, it's fine. It's all right.
Miracles happen, man. I understand where you're at, but miracles happen. When my son was 3, they were telling us the exact same stuff, and he couldn't speak, he couldn't do jack squat. Right. And I just told her, we serve an awesome God. Now, you don't know what God's going to do. You don't. And we've had our challenges. But lately, over the last year, he's really made some progress. And my wife's been busting her butt with him. And you never know what's going to happen.
Just to bust his balls a little bit. I've seen what he's done so far.
Wow. That'll work. That'll work.
I didn't get that.
I said just to bust his balls a little bit.
I see how.
I've seen what he's done so far.
That's awesome.
No.
Wow.
I don't get it. Are we talking about my kid, or what are we talking about? I don't get it.
Jesus, man.
Oh.
I said just to bust his balls a little. I see what he's done so far.
Oh, okay.
He's done a banged up job.
Well, if my brother ever shines on, he said he was threatening to go online and watch our show finally. And I said, I tell the story. I go, you were healed of leukemia when you were 9, even though you still won't. He just goes, quack doctors, what do they know? I go, I saw him. He was checking out.
This is the one you hit with the baseball bat?
This is the one I hit with the baseball bat, too. Probably about the same time, a little before, a little after. He threw my mitt on the roof.
Maybe that healed him.
That's what
maybe that's going to be like, people are going to be lining up at the hospital.
They have Jay the Holy Roller strike him with that rod.
Yeah, exactly.
Louisville Slugger.
Yeah.
My parents, the spanking I got after that, it lasted about 20 years, man. They just went to town on my behind, and I deserved it.
A little PTSD.
And then, of course, I've still got this scar right here from when he hit me with the friggin' tin can, and it was here. Body stretches. Yeah, we used to get into some pretty rowdy fights.
Yeah, I can see the
love.
No, the cure for leukemia. You have one doctor kneeling down with the patient. The other doctor with the Louisville Slugger, up a little higher, up a little higher.
Just knock that leukemia right out of you. Pow,
baby.
Yeah. No, it was. That was before the baseball bat incident.
It's crazy how you wonder how certain foods and certain drugs for different things were found. How they were created.
Yeah.
And it could be something as simple as that. You hit somebody in the right spot in the head, and bam, they're cured. So you never know.
Well, it only takes 20
with
pounds
him,
of pressure
just
to the back of the head
not
to
to talk
knock
about it
somebody
for
out. And then any more pounds after that, you can
everybody
internally
just
sever somebody's spine. So
I can punch you in the chest and stop your heart.
Well, yeah, easily. It's
you're gonna go Kill Bill on him, 5-finger death punch, man.
What was that movie where he three fingers and it would make his bowels go loose, just like.
Yeah, what was that?
I think it was like something Hot Shot or something Rod or something.
Maybe
Hot
Rod.
Well, I'm not talking about the movie.
Hot Rod is a great
science
movie that not enough people have seen.
Science, no.
Yeah, Hot Rod is flipping great. That's the greatest fall in any movie.
Amanda
I watched that thing over and over again.
Have you noticed in every movie that
Dwayne
Johnson plays in, he falls the same fucking way? Have you ever noticed that?
I don't watch too many, Jane. I don't really
You've never
watch.
seen
you
any
know
of the
he-
Rock movies?
Not too many. I've seen a couple.
You've never seen
I
any of the Rock
believe you.
movies that he's played in?
I've
Okay,
seen a
me too.
few. I'm
He
just
only
done
falls
with
in
it.
almost
The
all.
highest paid actor in Hollywood.
You've never seen
Not watching
him?
any of
Okay.
his.
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just these
Well, you
action.
must not be
Is that
smelling
hard-
what the
is that-
Rock's
that's-
Mark's
cooking.
got me thinking.
Is that hard to believe?
He probably does. Yeah. No, the guy, he's charismatic and stuff.
got him
He's a
thinking
good dude.
this is
Well,
a
I mean,
start.
Good family man.
he-
so-
We don't know.
He
Man, he
does.
seems like it anyways.
Yeah, he is. He's a good, well-rounded. I met him in '99.
Did
Mark's
you?
making me think now.
Yeah, when I
If
come out of
he
the coma.
falls the same way.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
I liked
wasn't-
him on
that was
SNL.
before he
Saturday
was-
Night Live with The Rock. is
before he ever did
flippin'
anything.
funny.
That was right before he went in. He was actually acting already in The Mummy 2 at that
99?
point. Yeah, The Mummy came out in '99. That was one of the last movies I saw when I lost my sight. Matrix, The
Haku
Mummy, and Star
Machete.
Wars Episode 1.
Haku
I've never
Machete.
seen any of them.
You've never seen The Matrix?
Matrix I've seen, but not the Mummy.
He's not in the Matrix, right?
Right? No.
I think I
No,
saw like
not-
half
not-
of the
not-
first one.
not-
He's in the second Mummy movie.
Yeah,
Like,
I know he's in the second one.
Yeah,
He's like,
not like-
Scorpion
He-
King
yeah,
or something
exactly.
like
I got
that.
this like rule on movies: if it's not physically possible or believable,
You don't watch it?
I'm not interested.
You're
Oh,
not going
wow.
to see any movies then.
Like,
What
no, but
movies
I'm
did
What are
you
you
watch?
watching? The Help?
He saw Dirty. He saw Roadhouse, Dirty Dancing, and Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
You didn't even
That's
watch
believable.
Forrest
That's
Gump?
believable.
Forrest Gump is possible.
believable.
You can run across
Right.
America.
Okay, I'm talking about like
You get shot in the butt.
I like
tops.
Star
Roadhouse.
Wars,
Those-
Tron.
Oh, anything
all
with the
these
blue
movies
screen?
are-
Journey
like-
to the center of the earth.
That they're
yeah.
not, alien. all
Okay,
that
so we're gonna cut out
Predator,
sci-fi. We're gonna cut out.
sci-fi.
We're gonna
Come
cut
on,
out.
there's some good alien movies. Alien 2 with Bill Paxton is a
what was that
funny
other
movie.
fucking-
Bill Paxton,
Predator.
you may not be keeping on current events, pal, but we just
What
got
about the
our...
time machine movies with that one? What's that guy? Time machine guy. He's always like.
The closest I'll get to the time machine stuff is that with the DeLorean.
Oh God.
Back to the Future
Back
is
to the
great
Future. That's
stuff.
like that.
Back
That's
to the
like as
Future.
deep as I'm going because that's almost like cartoonish.
Back to the Futures, don't even go there. Back to
But-
the Futures, are
but
great.
all that
Two's
other
not
shit, I
that
mean,
good.
come
It's
on,
it's
man.
solid, but 1 and 3 are great movies.
You know what? If
I've watched them each probably 100
if
times.
it's not believable, I'm just not interested
Wait, 3?
in just
3 over 2?
fantasy and shit.
What when they go to the West? Easily, the West is great with oh
well, I'm
come
with
on.
you on that because I don't pay into that whole
Oh,
like.
no. 1 and
let's
3
give
are
them a
I don't know.
movie
It just
clip,
depends
and
on
then
which
let
one
them
I'm
go
watching.
pay
I love
$20 to
3.
watch a movie.
2 is
And it
train
turns out
had
not
to
to be
reach a
anything
certain
of what they
speed.
showed you on the trailer.
yes, that's great. I'm
It's
not going by
coal-
believability. I'm
coal
going
and
by Back to
steam?
the Future
Coal and
believability.
steam? Really?
That's right, man.
Achieving that.
No, but I'm saying that's like as deep as I'm gonna go. I'm not.
I had a pretty good week, besides all of but of yesterday. No,
all of but yesterday.
Oh, let's hear.
all of
Yeah,
it
we
was-
got to
was
hear about
great.
your week.
Hey,
man.
forget the rest of that. Boring
What happened
shit.
to last
What
week?
happened yesterday
Oh
that
yeah,
screwed
so
up the
last
whole
week,
weekend?
no, it was actually it was no. This is all good notes. So I
wanna
didn't
hear
even
the
ride
bad
the bad part was I didn't even ride a bike last week because I had slammed my knee into a fire hydrant. I was unaware of its location until my knee went into it.
Isn't that what that stick is for?
That's what the stick's for.
No, the stick is exactly for that, but
Try not
it's
to hit
all
my
called
knee into
proper
that.
use, proper cane
User
techniques,
error.
Into that fire
things.
hydrant.
There's
Were you
a lot
inebriated?
of science to this. No, absolutely not. This was broad daylight at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Somebody moved it.
When I was a drunk,
That's what
I
I
used to
was
drink at 9 a.m.
But
in the
anyway,
morning. Okay.
there was a piece of downtown Vista that was recently remodeled over the past 6 months. All right, and in
Those
that
jerkwads, and they
remodeling,
didn't tell you?
put in a
Jerkwads.
fire hydrant.
Those
But
jerkwads.
usually the fire hydrants have maybe like a little wood.
You don't think it could have been a
Shut down.
stout midget?
So anyway.
Oh snap! A stout midget.
Solid,
I apologize for any
Little
stout
people.
maggots out there that just got referred to as a fire hydrant. I mean, one way that's cool because you just stand there all day and look red, but don't take any words from this guy serially. No.
The fire hydrants are.
I don't
yellow,
personally know any midgets.
Not red.
I don't give a fuck.
They turn back to
Oh,
yellow.
yeah, we do. Do you don't know Justin?
So I didn't go on a bike ride.
Aboard
Wednesday,
Justin Fox?
But
He's a good dude, man. He runs a mic. He's a good dude. I like Justin. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Back
I'm
to
sorry,
you.
Mark.
That's
Sorry to
okay.
interrupt you, man. Go
No
ahead.
worries. I mean, I can lengthen this story of mine out.
Oh yeah, yes he
Fucking
can.
show.
Yes he can.
Tanya
Yes
Lee
he
is
can.
a comic, major comic. Tanya
Okay,
Lee.
so
Yes.
Davis.
Yeah,
She's done a few shows.
great shows.
so just letting my knee kind of heal up, walking around the next few days, hobbling around, and having that mindset like it sticks out like a sore thumb. You don't want to bump the fucker again, type deal.
Getting EBT
So
credits.
anyway, all of that. No, actually, it didn't qualify for that.
Damn
Every
it.
time I call, they tell me you can't double dip, and I'm like, what the fuck are you meaning? Like,
Nice.
well, you already have SSI, so you're not allowed for food stamps. I'm like,
I'm
well,
hungry.
do I gotta get a kid or something in order to qualify? What's the deal? Okay, I got a dog. Give me, what do I gotta say? No,
If you get a illegal Mexican as a wife, then you'll qualify for
I live in a
EBT.
federal affordable housing project. She wouldn't be allowed on the property at
Right.
that point. I mean, it could be like half the other building, but everybody's on.
I don't think
neighborhood
Rick's
watch there,
allowed
so-
on most properties right now. Especially if the show gets any more successful, people are like, we're not. No.
You know what? I was watching. You can't escape all these. Vote for no on this. No, like the commercials
Oh,
are out of control. And then if you're a registered voter, which apparently a lot of these people aren't, because there'd be a lot more people complaining if they were.
they get those mailers,
You
baby.
get the phone calls.
or the phone calls.
Can we count on your vote? Well,
Hi, this is
I
Congressman.
don't even know who the fuck you're talking about.
Well,
right?
anytime I get a phone call, if it's not a number I recognize, I never pick it up. You
I'm
leave a
just
message
saying, like,
down.
can we count on your vote?
District 2,
No.
we need your vote.
So
There
they,
you go.
they
Is it Democrat? Then no.
the one that kills me is they get these cute little Mexican chicks,
Reading the
and
script.
Trump is not very kind to immigrants. All right. Let me first clear up something about her statement.
He's not. He's
You are not considered an immigrant unless you
legally
immigrate to this
legally
country
immigrate.
and fill out the paperwork that's involved, and then you're a immigrant.
Go
You
ahead.
are a sneak over the border, motherfucker, illegal alien. Okay, so you have no rights. You don't exist technically. So you can't complain about how you're being treated. Just be happy that you're
At this
they're
point,
letting
if
you
I were
stay
you, I
here.
would shut the fuck up and not
Yeah,
bring
'cause
light
they
on
know
yourself,
it's just-
because
yeah.
then they're gonna check and see if
They're
you're
getting
legal or not,
registered.
and you're
to
gonna
vote
throw your
now.
ass back over. Now.
Like,
It's
through the
unbelievable,
roof. Through the
man.
roof, they're getting registered. To
It's
vote.
unbelievable, and everybody's like
The
all
DMV.
sensitive, and
That's illegal.
and everybody's defending them.
Yes, but it's happening.
yeah, they're
They
doing
go on the
it.
website.
They're
That's
voting.
gonna make it invalid.
That's all right.
They don't give a shit.
That
Hillary was shipping them in, busting them in.
Utah was busting them in when they were trying to get the
Anyways, yeah.
the Proposition 8 off the ballot in California.
Well, I don't
They were trying to
understand why
fight
all
that.
these white people are marching and shit for these wetbacks. I don't
Maybe they're
understand
bored.
it.
Oh,
And I can say it. I'm a fucking Mexican. I can call you a wetback, motherfuckers.
you're as
So-
white as Holy Roller over here.
I don't understand why everybody's defending them.
he looks it.
If we went to their
I'm a
country
little
and we
whiter.
stayed there longer than we're supposed to, they're going to ship our asses out. But
Shed
that's
light,
okay.
son.
But when we do it, it's a problem.
They think of the humanitarian portion of it. Oh, they're fleeing corrupt government, or they're fleeing for their
So this
lives, or a
kind
better
of goes
situation.
back to what my story was
Others
about
that
this
are
week.
coming properly.
We're
Go
trying to
ahead.
clean up our backyard. Fuck you. Clean up yours.
Right, exactly.
It's not our issue.
Why is your nose in my backyard anyway, motherfucker? You got to go down the side of my house just to stick
Mexico
that in. What
needs
the fuck? No.
legal gun ownership to kick out all the friggin' I mean the
I don't even know how that's
mafioso
gonna help.
motherfuckers, man.
No.
That's not gonna happen.
That just give the mafia more guns.
I'll tell you what. I think the only way to fix
They,
it,
they need to friggin'
the only
go.
way to do it is,
Maybe-
and I know they'll never.
Let's
do
go
it.
in and take
Kick
over
Trump out of
Mexico.
here and have him go
Let's
be
take over
president over
Mexico.
There's no way that they're going to ever allow it to happen.
What did he just say?
But
I said, take
if-
over Mexico.
If they
Let's invade.
if they asked
They've already
the
invaded
United
us, hombre.
Nations to come in and clean up for them, and it'd have to be a group effort from all the other countries, and they just came in there and just wiped out the cartel, every one of them.
Here's the thing. They don't have a product or a gross national product or even supporting international trade loops. So you wouldn't get UN.
Oh, sure they
support.
do.
What?
Cocaine.
Let's legalize that too. We're gonna solve this
wow.
problem right here on the
Nip it
Pelon
right
and
on the
Chubby
bud.
show.
I don't know if
Let's
you know
legalize it. Take the money out of the
But
cartels.
that's not coming from them.
Kill
That's
them
coming
bastards.
from Mitch McConnell.
No, it's coming from Colombia,
Yeah, from Mitch
going
McConnell's
through
ship.
Costa Rica,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
and
Rich,
going
research it.
up to Mexico.
It was found on a ship that was registered to the wife of Mitch McConnell, who is based in Asia. And it was found under their Asia dynasty, so they couldn't do anything
What's
about
the
it.
source?
And these guys made
of the information?
$25 million.
Washington Post.
Exactly. This was on the Times, Washington Post.
A dubious.
We Are Change, RMTV
Oh,
reality.
and prospect.org.
I don't know
Exactly,
who owns the
prospect.org.
boat. I don't know who owns the.
I just told you.
the mule. Well, that's
No.
we don't know.
The Washington
I
Post
wasn't-
can be a bit
not we,
dubious
you.
and
I-
definitely
I
You
leaning
did
wasn't
left.
not do your
there.
research. Other
But
people
I
did.
do know that it comes from Colombia and it goes through Costa Rica because they have a little
You do know this?
bay of
So you've been there.
abandoned boats,
Where
like
at?
thousands and thousands of them.
Where?
Not just hundreds. It's like a sea of abandoned boats.
You've seen these?
Yeah, I've seen pictures of it
Where?
in Costa Rica. It's all boats coming from Colombia, and they bring them through Costa Rica, and then they ditch the boats. So, and then from Costa Rica, it's either driven or on boat up to Mexico, and then Mexico distributes here in the United States.
So follow
And Miami.
the money, but still, you wouldn't get UN support for cleaning up Mexico's plight for the drugs.
If they
even
finally
you
said, look, there's
legalized-
nothing
Well,
that
the
we
drug
can
war is
do.
caused by our own military. That's
yeah,
why.
Dude, do you know that they don't
wouldn't-
even
you wouldn't
realize
get
that
it.
they have a problem down there?
Well, as soon as we realize
It's
that
a way
we
of
have
life.
a problem over here.
But
I
we're-
haven't actually researched it. I just say invade Mexico.
Oh, you're just randomly starting wars like that one
Look,
song.
Why not, man?
Hey, but in comparison,
There's
we're
music
not
that
bad.
does that too. No.
In comparison,
Start the war.
you can still live a somewhat normal life, sort of. You pay your taxes. You go to
Are
work
we still
every
talking
day.
about Costa
starting
Rica, or
here.
where are we talking, man?
I'm saying here in America, you can
In America,
go
In
to work,
America,
feel somewhat
that's what we
safe,
do it. That's
get
how we do it in America.
shitty to halfway decent education, and if you just want to be a worker bee and nobody bother you, you can go to work.
you could be a
30, 40
sick-minded.
years, collect your paycheck, never get anywhere, barely afford a funeral, and be all right. And compared to fearing for your life every day in some of these countries.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Oh, in America, we
and that
got
way
it
we
pretty
have
good.
it better.
Sorry,
But in order to get to that next level, it takes a pretty big leap.
I'm gonna
Either
have to-
legal or illegal or whatever. But
I'm gonna have to go with the Saturday Night Live skit, and I'm gonna quote them. If you can,
this is coming from a bunch of rich
if you
kids that
can
are
do
fucking
if
around
you
on
can
TV.
do the Devil's Triangle
Whatever.
and still make it to the Justice seat, you're all right in America.
Hey, if this
Don't-
look,
You'd be fine. The
okay,
FDA,
here's the problem.
the Law and Order
He
report
did
will
not
qualify
do it.
as we found your fingerprints underneath the sink on the bucket. I have no idea what you're saying.
Here's the problem
free
with
to go.
taking these kids on SNL seriously, or even
Kids.
using them, quoting them. Take this for example.
Let me
This
see.
kid that just got dumped by Ariana Grande.
Pete
Yeah,
Davidson.
Pete Davidson.
Pete, right? All right.
So
Okay.
good for him.
Look at Pete.
Yeah.
He's going to talk about all the injustices in the world, make fun of them, act out shit. But he's not one of us. He's not one of the broke motherfuckers.
He hasn't lived.
Hey, he bought her a ring for how many hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever it
$92,000,
was?
some crazy amount.
Crazy amount. So, yeah, he doesn't suffer the same plight as us.
Hopefully, she gave it back to him,
Well,
and he can
you know
sell
what I'm
it.
saying? It's like
Poor Pete.
It's like
Pete's funny. He's all right.
How can you even take what he's saying seriously? They're not like us. They're fucking loaded. They got money.
Yeah, but they worked hard to get to that level. I mean, he was a young guy, but
Right.
he busted his butt. And he
Yeah,
got
they're
there.
funny,
God bless
whatever.
him.
Okay,
but I
but-
just the show definitely leans to the left, and it'd be nice if they would try to incorporate a little bit more back and forth. But because of Trump's in there, It's
Get
all
both
got to go to
sides.
the left.
Get both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
The one
they
time,
should have you on there. Fucking Jay the Holy Roller, give the right.
Oh, I would.
Jay wavers. I want y'all to know that. Jay wavers.
I waver.
Just,
What do I waver
follow the
on?
money source.
What do I waver
guy.
on?
Ah, shit.
I've always said this. I'm not perfect. The guy I'm following is perfect. Jesus Christ. He's the guy. He's perfect. I am not even close.
If practice makes perfect and no one's perfect, why practice?
That is why
You
on
can
the
try.
weekend I fornicate, but during the week I go, or during the week I fornicate. On the weekend,
that's not true.
I go see
Come
my.
on now. Let's not go there. That's not fair. That's what all I'm saying is. You know.
He loves me and he'll forgive me.
That's the way some people live.
I forgive myself.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm going knee. Hey, tonight I'm going knee deep in it.
Everybody has bad thoughts.
But on
like
Sunday-
somebody cut you off or whatever, you get PO'd.
Hallelujah.
Hey, I didn't. Hey, did I find that guy and kick his butt? No.
Please take
I let
this
him know
impurity.
that he better shut up and not talk to my wife
wanted to.
again.
Lord,
And that's what I said. I said, Lord, help me to keep me out of jail.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I said, let me help me when I'm gonna text this guy and let him know. I said, you talk to her again.
this week, Lord,
you better pray Jesus saves your
I
butt.
put my instrument
He sound
deep,
like
deep.
I was gonna,
Yosemite Sam over here.
Lord, I need you to
I
clean.
did. I was gonna
I
freaking
need
clean
you
that
to
guy's
clean
clock,
my
man.
instrument of all of the impurities, Lord.
What's funny about
Bring
that
me
is,
back.
guys,
Now,
what's funny?
I love you guys. I love you. Let's not mock
What's
Jesus,
funny about
though.
that
We are not
is-
mocking. We're not mocking.
Okay, don't mock Jesus.
We're not.
man.
We're mocking his
Hey,
followers.
blasphemy.
Oh, there are a lot of followers.
Black Jesus?
Black Jesus.
Black Jesus?
He
What about
was.
baby Jesus?
No, he was a Jew.
He was
He
in
was
the
dark
Middle East,
complected,
though.
but he was
All
a Jew.
Middle Eastern
We're not.
ascendants
I
are
don't do
of
Jesus
color.
jokes. I don't mock Jesus.
Or trying to do a black
But I will-
Jesus
I will-
joke or something.
I will
No,
mock-
it was
I will
played in
mock-
Boondocks.
I will mock the followers.
I don't know
Huey
what
said
we're
it
talking
himself.
about now.
Haven't you ever watched Boondocks?
The
Yeah.
Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a good movie.
Huey said it, man.
Killing the bad guys. I'm down
Jesus
for that.
was from Arab descent, which was mostly of dark
He
skin
was
color.
Jewish.
No,
Aaron Hayes,
no.
what's up?
He
Dark-skinned,
was
black.
King of the
Jewish.
Jews.
What? Ari the
He-
Jew.
Anyways, he was Jewish.
What?
Lori-
What
Laura
code?
Let's not try to,
what
let's not try to
code
rewrite
are-
history with BS.
Oh no, they're already doing that. We don't have
Black
to.
Jesus.
Mark was trying to tell me
How my week went.
He smoked weed. I was
No.
like, come on, man.
What are you talking about?
He didn't smoke weed.
That's no, yes.
Who? Jesus?
Yeah.
Jesus didn't smoke weed. He did drink. He drank wine. He did drink
He got
wine.
out of his
Only
dispensary.
wine?
In
DNC
moderation.
He got it
410,
in his dispensary
leaveth thy
in Jerusalem.
herb
Because
for
he
thy
could make
man,
it.
thy veggies
He
for
also
thy
could-
cattle.
Hey, Jerusalem had a dispensary.
DNC
No, he
410.
just trains the water to wine.
Where's your Holy Roller Bible at? DNC 410. Thy herb for thy man.
420.
Thy
What are you smoking right
vegetables
now,
for-
man?
Nothing.
Take
Reggie
another
Rodriguez,
drink.
what's up?
You-
Joe Rover.
if you want to go toe to toe on the Bible, we
Let's
can
do
do
it.
that anytime, Mark.
Let's go toe to toe.
That would be an interesting
They got
conversation.
it in Braille.
Because the second I say Black Jesus,
I didn't get what the reference.
You guys can't
got
claim
puckered.
everything.
Yeah, you
Alright,
can't claim that Jesus was black.
Okay.
Jesus wasn't.
First you made
It's
the-
fine if he
they
would
really
have
did
been.
make- hey,
It'd be fine if he
They
was,
made
but
the
he wasn't.
light bulb.
How do you know?
They invented penicillin.
peanut butter, peanut butter,
They invented all this shit, but
'Cause
somebody took
data?
the credit for it.
Data.
peanut butter.
Historical data from 2,000
They're good at
years
making
ago.
shit.
The
but
New
claiming
Testament
it
was
is a different
written in
story.
the late,
'Cause
early
I'm 1
80s.
Aaron Haynes, what's up?
No.
It was
10/24%.
it was written.
Flip the book over, it'll tell you copywritten date.
63 AD, the first, or 62, between 61 and 63 AD.
We can't
about
even
30
find
years.
We don't even
after
have the
Christ
original blueprints of
was
how we went to the
crucified
moon
and
the
risen
first
back to
time.
life.
Hold on.
That's when. Yes,
So
we
you
do.
saying
Let's
we
clear
actually
this
do
up.
have
Let's clear this
transcripts.
up real quick.
the melanin
Let's
and the lack of melanin from the source. He survived as Black Jesus. Black baby Jesus, Black Jesus, Black baby Jesus.
Anyways,
summertime he got dark.
He had to have.
anyways,
He walked everywhere.
Lack of melanin?
Look.
Nah.
So I'm
We-
going on.
hold on. The first thing we need to clear up on both sides. The book can't be proven or disproven.
No.
So
Oh, no. It's
you can
definitely
actually actually date it when there certain
but
books
just
were,
like
were
creation,
written
we
and stuff.
can't
Like
we
carbon
can't
dating?
prove it. We can't disprove it.
exactly because
You
we
can-
weren't there
you
to
can-
do
you
it.
can- You can go. You can get the story
But
straight.
what we can
when
do
it
is we can
was
use this as
We
translated.
actually we do have documentation of.
But guess what?
Of different
There's a
when the
group of
books were
people
written.
over here that know
There's
nothing
another
about
side
the
that-
outside world. So if we make up a book and tell them if they don't follow this, they're going to go to hell, and then we're going to tell them they have to pay to
But
percent of their tithing to us.
this comes
And
down
it
from the
gets-
Quran.
Now
because
keep
the
in
We're
mind-
going
says-
to preach. We're going to
That's,
instill
Look,
this
look.
fear
I will
body
tell you
into
this.
these people, and they will follow us.
I'm more on your side than I am of the heathen, but I will say this:
Which one?
if you erased the tithings, that book would be like way more believable and less people.
Why do you think the
fighting it.
LDS is on the
If
Fortune
you just
500?
took away that one
'Cause they're the
little
richest motherfuckers in the
aspect of
world.
tithing and asking
Yeah,
for
we're not
money
talking
No, I'm
about.
just saying,
I'm not talking
religion.
about these mega churches.
No,
where
I'm
there's-
not either.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the
you're
book in
supposed to
general.
tithe, yeah.
If they would have got rid of that and just eliminated that, the whole selling part,
That's
then
not what they're. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
get
just
what you're
saying for
saying.
credibility
but you're
purposes.
talking about.
I'm talking about people that
Yeah,
know
but-
nothing. And they're like reading along.
But it's
and
a
they're
part
like,
of Scripture
"This
that we're
sounds
supposed
cool,
to
this
give
sounds
to
cool."
others. And stuff. I'm talking about churches that actually do something. Churches that actually do. Now, I used to be in the same. Used to feel the exact same way about like I wrote songs
The
about
church.
No, seriously.
But look, here's the
But
the
there's
problem.
a lot of good.
was an
People
establishment.
look at people don't know. People
Of
don't
like-minded
know
people.
about it. They just learn about it, right? And they haven't experienced the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they start reading along and they're like, "Wow, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's cool. Oh fuck, here we go." Just like everybody else looking for money.
They're waiting to hear
You know
that
what I'm
part.
saying?
Just like
If
when you
they
hear
would've
somebody
just
talk,
got
we're waiting
rid
to
Do you
hear
wanna
the
know
trigger
something?
words.
If they
Oh,
would've got
Do you
they're a
want to know?
victim.
There's a scripture that says you don't have to tithe.
Right.
But he does say, he goes, you're not. He says, put me to the test. He goes, if you do tithe, see that I won't bless you tenfold.
Right.
Which is true. I've found that when I've tithed more regularly and stuff, when I've had money, when I've had that ability, the Lord has blessed us and stuff. But I do it because I know that the church that I'm giving to, or the organization, because there's different organizations that we give to, I know they're good organizations that are actually doing something.
They're
Okay?
doing good with that.
They're not
Well,
Planned Parenthood, which isn't, I'm sorry, doing a good job.
Right.
I'm against that. Now, I'm not for anybody trying to actually hurt or kill somebody or scream at people.
Are you pro-life or are you against it?
I'm totally pro-life, except for
Except-
capital punishment for somebody who deserves it. If you did something horrible and molested and killed a kid and all, if you did something, I'm totally for killing kids. And so was
There goes your waiver. Waiver.
I don't
Do
know what
this.
that means.
You're wavering. I'm pro-life, except
Well, that's
Well,
that's
no,
scriptural. Jesus was he
Scripture.
turned over the tables and everything, and he
There's
believed
an eye
in
for an
capital
eye and all
punishment.
that shit, right?
Let me turn over this
capital
table.
punishment. Now it's also there depends on what you're talking about there. But
the
yeah,
first sin
it's-
came away.
Hey, Moses
it's
said
not true at all.
Moses
Hey,
said eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. He was downright dirty, man. You gonna poke me in the eye? I'm gonna poke your mom in the eye.
Moses was a flawed individual who killed somebody before he came.
But
to,
he was the leader, and he said
But he was made the leader by the burning bush.
Bam!
Did he smoke
Which
weed?
was a
Was the
weed.
bush weed?
Which is a
Smoking that weed. Go for it.
Was that a hallucinogenic bush?
That's how they twist.
Are
this
you
shit.
sure that the sea splitted, or
Hey,
was he
Mark,
on good mushrooms?
grab a book, grab a Bible with some braille, and there you
I
go.
actually have owned the Braille Bible,
Then
sir.
go- then
The Braille
read it.
Bible consists of 123 volumes, which is a stack of floor to
Okay.
ceiling.
Then-
It's actually
Then read it
the
again.
book of Luke. Actually,
Read
is
it again, my brother.
3 books that thick, and I've owned all the. There's actually I don't have
Book of
to.
Luke's a good book,
and
man.
that book alone
It's good stuff.
cost about $30,000 to put into Braille.
Yep.
Do you know how many trees that it takes? People buy cars for that much. And you want me
Why-
to get that and put that in my apartment?
And
all
why
the
is the
trees you
Bible
kill?
the biggest?
When I have an
by far
iPhone and
selling
I can
book of all
download an
time?
app?
Next to the IKEA catalog. Yeah,
Hey,
I got you.
can that
IKEA
chick read it to
catalog.
you like? And
Really fast? Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
It's actually what would happen is it'd be an audio version, or I have a little machine at the house that hooks up to
reads
my
it.
phone,
Yeah.
Bluetooth, and it's a 40-cell Braille display. So everything that's on my phone pops up in Braille, and I just read the
Hold on,
machine.
for the people that are listening, that are tuning in, this Pelon and Chubby show every Wednesday 6:30. The explanation of the Braille Bible comes from our resident blind guy. Mark the blind guy.
You would know.
A lot of people
Expert.
don't. They think that we're just bullshitting.
Oh no.
But he really is blind. You can come on the show right here in the studio and poke him in
He's
the eye.
also a fantastic GPS. If you
Yes.
ever need
Absolutely.
to get somewhere in the Vista Orange Oceanside area, just have Mark in your car and he'll tell you exactly. It's true. He's better.
And
He's better than GPS.
Talking to you right there is Jay, the Holy Roller. He is we're getting into the Bible and Jesus conversation, so he gets a little heated. That's his.
It's all.
It's his turn to
I'm just
shine.
waiting for him
his
to waver
wheelhouse.
and storm out of here.
Yeah, no, but hey, we all talk
that's not
about
gonna happen.
That's
everything.
not gonna happen. Okay.
You threaten my wife, then
Oh,
I'm going to kick your butt.
eye for
I'm
an
just
eye.
saying, I feel like in
Absolutely.
today's society, with everything,
No,
and
ass
I'm
kicking
just saying
for a
everything.
threat.
The
I
Bible,
will religiously beat your ass.
you
That's
know,
right. That's
Hey,
right,
hey,
man.
son, I will whoop your
Don't-
ass so bad,
any-
you'll be in a wheelchair in heaven.
Anybody messes with
God can't even
anyone
fix your
expect
problem
anybody
after I
messes with
whoop your
anybody's
ass. That's
family,
what I'm
with your
saying,
religion.
no.
You mess with their family, right? Someone calls out. Someone starts dogging Kathy online.
Right.
Would you not want to kick his butt? Come on, Rick.
It just depends.
I wouldn't want Kathy to kick his butt. No.
You're full of crap. You'd
What's-
be.
what's in it
You
for
you
you?
would say, dude, we're going. You need to shut up.
Jay's
we're
whole
gonna go.
purpose is he wants to beat him
He wants to
until
beat somebody.
he's crying for Jesus to help him.
to stop from not. I just don't want to go to
For him to
jail.
say
He
I
goes,
don't want to visit.
"Say
I don't
it,
want my
say
son
it.
visiting me through.
What's
the
my name?
clubhouse.
Oh,
Jesus.
God, help me.
All right, then.
God,
You good
help
boy.
me.
No,
Help me.
that's not it. I just said I'm freaking. And it's cool.
You guys are overcharged, man. Overcharged.
Anyways,
But hey, it's all in good fun.
But what I was trying to say
I love
with the
everybody here.
What I was saying with the whole Bible thing, and not
But-
to be battered on, you know, I'm just saying.
The evidence is on my side, Mark.
But let me say what I was
Okay,
gonna
say what you're gonna
before
say.
the evidence is on your side.
It is.
Because I'm agreeing with you, the evidence is on your side.
It is.
I'm just saying, in a world of transparency, people see the system for what it is. So they look out for keywords in those speeches for what they are. And at the end of the day, yes, it is a wonderful book. But at the end of the day, the guy up on the pulpit is saying, this is just business.
Preach.
Can I get a name, man?
Amen, my
If
brother.
we're talking
All
about
right.
Joel Osteen,
And why
then
we
I would
and
agree
if
with
we're
you.
going to ask, no, hey,
You're
hey,
talking about
and why
Buddy
people are asking
Calvary Chapel? No.
why does the pastor have a big house? Don't ask, no questions.
My pastor
I
doesn't
said,
have a big
don't
house.
ask, no questions. I said, hey, why does the pastor have a nice car and drive with a
That's-
suit? Don't ask, no questions.
He has
All right?
plenty.
That's not. That's that.
He
said-
don't want for
That's
nothing.
Don't ask, no
That's not
questions.
the truth, man.
But
These mega churches, I would agree with you, and Jesus
Hey.
talks about them.
but
false
these mega
prophets and
churches
stuff.
feel like they need a private plane.
They're not preaching the word of God, though.
No, but they say
They're-
that the
they're-
word of
they're-
God tells them that they need a
Saturday
private plane.
morning.
They're preaching a bastardized version.
$95 million.
I don't listen to those knuckleheads.
But if you said it, if you spun it the right way and said, I believe God
I
says
sent up
that
a message.
the Pelon and Chubby show needs a $93
sent
million
up a
private
message.
plane so we can spread
I
our
asked my
comedian
Lord,
comics around the
what
world.
kind
Yeah.
of an
I mean,
automobile
hey, they're
should I
getting those
be
planes within
rolling
like 30 days, man. These motherfuckers are
Jesus
just,
said,
You know what?
You know, they
you got a question
feel-
about something? Just call Pastor's
he
Perspective.
told me to
man.
give me a big
And they'll,
white
and those guys, I freaking can't
Cadillac.
stand those guys either.
they're great
And
because
Jesus can't either.
roll
they're going to be up
around
there in
and
those
style
planes when
my
those planes
son,
get
he
down.
told me.
I'm actually agreeing
And if you
with
could
Mark.
get a couple
You feel
of
me,
young
though?
ladies
'Cause
that pass the
I see
tray
what it is. It's a
to
beautiful
jump
thing.
in that thing and
But I feel
help
like
you.
the mindset of taking it for business and raking in what they can by using it in
Only
place
the
of
best for
fear,
my
Do you
son.
know?
they've destroyed what
Do you
it
know
could
that
really
the churches
be.
that I've been going to the last few years, there's a
speaks of a-
limitation
speak
on
of a
what they
living
can take.
Jesus.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus knows what's going on right now in today's.
Exactly.
But it was foretold before.
He's
Yeah,
been
it was very
found.
confusing.
That's hard to.
Everything that happens every minute of every day is all
recycled.
Every comedian has said it. He has
already
been found.
That's already been done.
Jesus, do you know where he's been found?
Amen.
Where's he been found? Does anybody know here where Jesus has been found?
Where was Jesus found?
In prison. Every motherfucker that leaves that gate says, "What made
We
you?"
found Jesus.
Exactly.
Jesus told me.
Yeah,
He came to me.
He's there.
Well, those guys.
He's
those
in
guys definitely.
The
need
United
Jesus. Everybody
States
needs
has got
Jesus.
this man locked up. We got to get him
Find
out.
Jesus
Hey.
in
All right, I'm
prison.
just saying.
All right.
Jesus
All
said-
right. All right.
That's where everybody's
Let's
finding
move
him.
on.
The nice
just-
thing is everybody has.
Let's
their-
move on because you guys clearly aren't ever going to listen to what I'm saying. So that's cool. We'll
everybody
move
has
on.
their own
I
take
agreed
on it.
with
I
you.
know.
That's
I know.
that is the one thing we can agree on.
The proof
talked
is on
about
your
Everybody
side.
has
We
their
talked about
own
practicing
views,
and studying.
their own beliefs.
The proof.
That's why there's a heaven and that's why there's a
Oh
hell.
no.
Oh,
There's-
wait, hell?
Yes.
Oh
Or
hell.
limbo? Or
so
heck?
just understand that
Heck.
either you're
We're
going
not
to
talking.
one
Are
place
we talking
or the
about
other.
Hemet? What are we talking
Hell,
about?
hell's not downtown
Hemet
Oxnard.
is a very close equivalent to hell. It gets hot there and it's extremely shitty. So
No offense to anyone living in heaven. I actually was wanting to move there, but my wife wouldn't let us go because it was so inexpensive.
Right.
I was like, so what if there's roaches? Come on, honey. Look how inexpensive it is.
They're nice if you just feed them
you're
every once in a while.
Yeah, they just make them our pets.
if you're still in heaven, that's your own fault.
Welcome to Joe's
You can
apartment.
you're in America. You can get out. You can move up to like Menifee or something. Like,
While we're
There's
doing this,
people-
I'm going to grab another
There's
drink.
people in Mexico be like, ew, Hemet?
yeah. TJ doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, TJ does. It's an upgrade. Man, get out of my camera. Why?
Hey.
Get out
Hey,
of my camera.
I can't see myself with you there.
Oh my! I just want to do a little preaching. Is all I wanted to do.
But
I
hey,
said
if we
on the
didn't have any
stairs.
religion in the world,
Right.
we'd have a social breakdown of society because people want to know what the hell they're doing.
Well, I mean, because
We all go to church because we all know one
Ashley,
thing.
what's up?
We're all
Ashley
fucked up,
Medina.
and we need this. We
Well,
need
it
this.
comes back to morals or it
Moral
comes back
values.
to something.
Aaron Haynes,
You
the
know?
cake baker. That was a pretty nice cake.
You
baked
control the media.
there. I
with
watched
fear.
the
Control the
whole
masses.
video.
or
Aaron.
morality.
You control the media with anything.
Back and I get beamed out.
You control the
You guys
masses.
enjoy
Beamed.
it, man.
What? And the big spaceship?
Beam. So we're talking about Star Trek again. We already went over that subject.
Is it a spaceship?
Rick ain't having it.
Yeah, I made
Me?
the joke that it's a
Me?
I don't know what it is.
I plan on being on that motherfucker. I just got to time it right.
Jump. Gotta jump.
You got
I got to time it right.
I gotta trick my way in.
He's like, I got a line just in case.
You know,
There we go.
I gotta. I'm working on it. I'm getting better.
You know,
I'm gonna let it all go soon.
It's all a decision. That's all.
all right.
I'm gonna let it all.
It's just a
The thing is, like,
you're
there's
still,
a
you're
difference.
still the same.
There's a
messed up
difference of not knowing.
Not knowing.
Then you're just a poor sorry fuck. And you just don't know.
Do we have anybody?
But
on
then
there?
there's the other people that know but choose not to.
Okay.
Wait,
know.
just like belief. They
Like they know deep down. Like,
Like
when
all
they-
these churches
when-
know
when
that they're
the-
taking
when
the
the
money
chips
from
are
these
down,
poor people.
and they believe.
you're like,
But they-
God,
no.
please help
Well,
me.
they chose not to believe.
I messed
Exactly.
up. Please help me.
All right.
You know, and you know that the stuff that you're doing every day is not right, but you choose to do it anyway.
Right.
So there's that.
You're talking about that could be like addiction and stuff.
Whatever.
35
whatever
million
it is.
people have STDs,
Whatever it
AIDS,
is,
or
whether
HIV.
it's fucking jerking
You
off,
know
whether
that
it's
fucking having sex
telling
is bad for you.
lies,
But we
little
will
Johnny
dive
telling
head
lies.
first into that and
It's
eat it
like,
all day long.
You know,
Not
it's-
giving a fuck
It's everything.
until
You
we get
know,
that test.
talking shit about people behind their back. Something as simple
We
as
just
that.
do it right here on the show, so if you tune in, it won't be behind your back.
We be
I
in
do
your
it equally.
ear.
My thing is, I
Wow.
just don't lie to you. I'll tell you. I'll be
In a
honest with you.
transparent world, dude. If you can't beat, that's my biggest pet peeve. I hate people that'll beat around the bush instead of saying straight up because I'll be the one to come up and be like, "You mean you want this, right?" Yeah. I'm like, why don't you just say it, not be a pussy? Like, honestly, people are they just want to beat around the bush narrative and not get to it. And it's like,
Well, I think on
Dude,
this show we
you know.
don't beat around the bush.
no,
there's definitely not.
we are not
There's a lot
afraid.
of beating up of the bush.
We straight no more bush. No,
And so with that transition,
I'm not co-signing on that. No more Bush. I'm a lover of Bush. I will die loving Bush.
right. What happened to the wax on, wax off era? Was that a wave? Oh,
What's that?
what's that?
Hey, I
know.
don't care. Au natural, Brazilian. I don't care. I like it. It's all good. Some just better than others.
Exactly. You just,
All right, so where are we going now?
It's all good eating.
So I was
Yeah,
telling my
man.
damn story
about the
and-
little buff, the
We
buff,
really went off on a
No.
the
tangent.
buff little person
No.
and the knee.
the midget.
No.
Oh, he
I
got.
was-
He
We're
got
done with that part.
Oh, you busted
Dude,
your knee.
no,
Well,
that was the
He was
bad
taking-
part of
all
the
right,
week,
all
and
right,
I had a
let's
wonderful day yesterday.
let's go through the Cliff Note
But it's
version
okay
of it.
because
No, go ahead.
it kind of worked out with what Rick was saying about being a father and things kind of
Right.
like not seeing his knowing his daughter for whatever years or just
Wow.
how things grow up and weird, and she's actually still coming over here and seeing that. So
Hey, my point
people
is,
weren't brainwashed.
as parents,
You know?
we're sitting here on our phones all the time. We're worrying about making ourselves happy. Well, you made these little fuckers.
Make them happy.
They deserve to be treated nice, to get your attention, to be loved by you.
Absolutely.
And me, being the asshole that I am, I was more worried about me for the last how many years, having my fun, going out and doing my thing, and not worried about the little fuckers that I made. Whether it was your choice or not, it's your responsibility. and you might even enjoy spending time with them and hanging out with them.
Oh,
Give it a try.
Yeah.
You might like it, and stop being such a selfish prick. And I say that because that was me. So this last couple of years, I've been spending time with the kids, and the whole point was that I kind of like that. It's nice.
It's the best part of my day, man.
Yeah.
When I get to hang out with my kid, when I have that time, it's fun time, man.
But understand them.
Even when we
treat
have
them
bad
like,
times, but it's still good.
understand them. Treat them like you want to be treated, and they deserve to get the love from you every day, all day, and it's going to make them a better person. I think the reason why we have so many fucked up people in this world is because they didn't get love. They weren't treated right.
Yeah.
And that's the result of neglecting a plant for so long that it's going to come out and it's going to be shitty. You know, the fruit that it produces is going to be shitty. So
Yeah, sometimes I think the exact same thing even though I have to kind of shoo them out of there if they're getting out of control, like a lot of the homeless and stuff. I just go, man, someone just didn't love them enough, man.
You know what?
I think. You know, sometimes they make just really poor choices, but
a lot of times I find myself getting mad or whatever, but I realize, you know what? There's another approach. There's another way to communicate whatever you're trying to communicate to them.
yeah.
And it's like with any people that you come into contact with every day, you know, my first reaction, my first inclination is to just rip their ass and tell them what a piece of shit they are. But what's that going to do? That's all they've been hearing their whole life. So there's another approach to it, man. And if you can just I know coming from me, you're like, holy fuck, what's he talking about? Mm-hmm. But if you can just show people a little love, man, and come at them a little different way than they're used to being talked to, and just act like you care, even if you don't. Just act like you care. And I think you'll see a different reaction from these people. You know, and I think if we did that as a whole, if we made an effort, it's something you don't even have to spend any money on. Everybody's talking about handing out money to cure this homeless situation and all that stuff. You don't even need all that. You just need to talk to these people.
Treat them like they're human beings.
Yeah, motivate them. Get them back, you know, as functioning human beings.
Yeah.
And not being stepped on and shit on. And I think this whole thing would turn around. But we're all too good for that. We all got to spend time on our phones and do all the bullshit that we're doing instead of spreading a little love around, man, and be nice to people and giving a shit about somebody other than yourself. But it's easy to say. Everybody can say it. Everybody can raise money. Everybody can donate $10 online. But how many people can actually go out there and talk to somebody?
Go to our next segment. If you would like to donate to this cause, please go on.
Oh, by the way, if you can send $20, but
Transcends
really appreciate
all
it.
space and time.
That's what we don't. You know what, man? We don't get no money.
We're trying to help.
We do this because we care. You know, Mark's trying to go to Florida. If you can help him out.
Not, Florida's one thing. Yes, got a phone call last night, and I picked up the phone and I heard, "Hey, Daddy, how you been?"
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that an old girlfriend?
Wait.
No, did you get to talk to your kid, Matt? This one we were talking
Father,
about?
How have you been?
What?
Hey, Daddy, how have you been? And got to talk to my little girl. And
Wasn't that what we were talking about last couple weeks ago?
A couple
Mark?
weeks ago, exactly.
And I was praying for you. I said we're going to do it. That's awesome, man.
The other day, yesterday, I got a call from my older sister. A year and a half ago, my older sister signed herself up on that Ancestry Me bullshit, sent her DNA out. Warning, if you send your shit out to Ancestry Me, 23andMe, any of these DNA places that you want to find a relative or find out what your DNA is, or you want to be,
I want to do it.
you want to have a
monkey.
victimized mentality because you're 25% black, but you don't have any idea what people went through. That's all good and dandy. You have that choice. I'm just saying. But just know that if you go out there and you put your information out there, you're not just doing it on your own behalf. You are putting each and every one of your family members on that same DNA list to be harassed by these fucking corporations. All right, the end of that. So, my older sister went out there and put herself on this Ancestry.me to find her biological father. She didn't know who that was. Kudos, by all means, go do what you want to do, but we told you this. So a year and a half later, I'm sitting there drinking coffee yesterday morning, and I get a call from my older sister. What's up? I'm just sitting there drinking coffee. You know you have a kid? Well, yeah, because I had him. I did the work that, I was there. I did it. I've been following very closely over the years, and I know of this situation, what's going on very closely. And she goes, oh, well, I was just reached out by her adopted family looking for you. And they asked me if I was your sister, and they found me on Ancestry.me. I'm like, well, yeah, because you went and did this, so you put all of our DNA on there to be researched, not just you. Fucker. And thank you for that, and asking if anybody else wanted their information put out there before you did that. There's other ways of doing this besides just selling yourself to these corporations. But anyway, I said, yes, I'm very aware of this. My little girl was born 11 years ago, and she 2 years later had leukemia. And she was with a specialist and people that were taking care of her very well. And at the time that I was living, I wasn't in a situation to go out there and be the cocky guy. That's my kid. Give me her, give me her, give me her. Because I knew of my situation in life and where I was, and I wasn't able to provide the right necessities for her to go through her treatments and take care of her due to my situation.
What's the problem with that?
And nothing at all, actually. And in my eyes, this is all going to me. I'm just trying to be the good person. Right. So, and she's recovered. She's fully recovered. And that was a few years back. 2 years ago, DCFS, Child Protective Custodies in Utah, said her and her sister, my stepdaughter, was both taken from her mom due to living situations being bad. And they were placed in foster care. And they asked me in my situation what was going on up here. I mentioned my disability and stuff like that. These caseworkers designed a case stating around my disability. Due to my disability, I am not able to be a parent or have parent rights of that daughter. So that gave them whatever authority to legally strip me from my parental rights. Mind you, I live in California, so this is how fucked up the system is in that way. But on the other hand, this is fine. The family that she is, my stepdaughter and biological daughter, is filling a gap from a family that needed to adopt kids to fill that gap. And I am completely grateful and thankful for that. That's completely, an amazing story right there in itself. And on the other hand, it kind of fills a hole and gap in my heart and life, that knowing that these babies are going to be continually taken care of for the most, greatest care instead of just living where they were living. And I think that was quite an amazing.
Well, you did the right thing.
Amazing thing. I think I did.
All right.
I feel like.
And you got to talk to your kid yesterday.
And she said, "I've heard of all your accomplishments. I'm very proud of you, and I would like to someday be the pilot on the front of your bike. And I'm very, amazed at what you do and your condition. And this family wants her to have a relationship with me, even though they've adopted her.
That's
an
awesome.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Story in today's world. Usually you would think that people wouldn't even want any of their biological parents around, but they're very open. And I'm just saying, my hat goes off to people. There's faith in humanity, and just always keep your head up and smile. There's a phone call away. No.
I don't know the song.
Get some help.
It'll come to Jay and he'll sing
your
it.
Head. No.
Guy knows it.
Heads up. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But that's good. That's great, man. That's
so
awesome.
that was my story. And
Hey, you know what? You're doing the right thing, man.
That's good.
And I'll be training this week because Sunday I'll be doing the Challenge Athletes Triathlon cycling portion down in La Jolla Sunday.
I'll be lifting a bag of potato chips and going to town and having some popcorn and watching a Clint Eastwood movie or something. Or maybe a Tommy Cruise. I don't know. I'm just talking.
NFL?
I'm just talking. NFL, my team sucks, and they're off this week.
Who's your
anyways.
team?
Raiders.
The Raiders.
They'll be better in a year or two.
Hold on, we just got some comments. I got to read these out. Why Holy Roller no playing?
Because I lived near Oakland back in the day when I was a kid, and I saw him have a good game. I was watching. I was like at J.C. Penney's, and I saw this game on. I was like, and I saw them score a touchdown. I was like, I was just becoming aware, and I just went, Raiders, hey, and that was it. And
Nice.
it's been terrible ever since.
Well, my team has been doing okay. Been doing pretty good.
Was it the Chargers?
St. Louis Rams.
The Los Angeles. We don't even say that other.
St. Louis Rams.
No, they
Rams were
were
killing
the
it.
LA Rams, and now they are again the LA
You
Rams.
say that right?
So I told you the story. Everybody used to ask me when they were in St. Louis for a little while, 20 years. They'd say, "Who's your team?" I said, "The LA Rams." They're like, "Do you know they moved to St. Louis?" I was like, "Hush your mouth! They did not move. They're on vacation. They will be back in Los Angeles."
So you didn't follow them at all with St. Louis, or
Well, yeah, of course, but
So you still-
I would not call them the
St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
oh, you just
Rams.
wouldn't call them that.
No,
Okay.
I call them
the
the
St. Louis Rams.
LA Rams always.
So, like my LA Chargers.
I'll tell you what, they're ranked number 5. They're ranked number 5 right now
Yeah.
in all of the NFL. The
What?
Chargers,
Really?
LA Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They got a long haul. It's still Patriots and Chiefs.
Well, they got a lot
No,
of
it's
means
not.
Patriots.
they got a
It's
lot of weight
number
on their
one. Rams
shoulders
are-
right now.
No,
Rams are rated
I
number one in the
meant
NFL.
for the AFC.
Oh, AFC, yeah.
For the AFC.
Patriots
No,
are
your
rated-
Rams are doing great.
Patriots
man.
are
God
in
bless
number
them.
2.
The Rams
To
are
the
doing
Chiefs.
good.
Yeah.
It's
Chiefs
been
are number
forever
3,
since they
New
won, so-
Orleans, and then the Chargers are number 5.
Right? I
You're
just
talking
found
about
out
power
today.
rankings and
Power
stuff.
rankings, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard today by my captain on the ride this morning that the Jazz actually was originally from New Orleans.
New Orleans, that's how they got their name.
Well, of course.
Now they're
Yes.
the Utah Jazz.
Because they weren't all that popular over there. And I'm like, I
Well,
did not know of this.
the
actually.
grass is greener are always.
All that jazz.
Right?
I
Utah.
never liked that song. I didn't.
For that
I'm
reason.
sorry. I got to be honest.
And I'm sorry, Boston, but boo, Patriots.
Dude,
boo.
I can.
I'm not a Patriots fan at all.
I
I
can
can't
live
stand them,
with,
but I respect the hell out of
You know
them.
how many
'cause they're-
families you
they've
could
been
have
great
supported
for
with the
so
water
long.
that filled that moat that surrounds your house?
Hey, I can live with
In California?
live with the blues,
Oh.
but jazz I just cannot. I can't do.
Somebody told me that
blues
you have
I
to be
like it.
very talented to play jazz.
Sometimes I can listen to it, but it's got to. I'm not too big on it. I'm a musician, but yeah, I'm not. I recognize the talent
riffs and the
involved and
runs
stuff. But it's the same thing like with mariachi music and stuff. I recognize the talent because the drum beats and the horn sections are freaking amazing, and they're off time stuff. But usually the singers suck.
Boo, Boston. Boo.
Boston's already chiming.
Although don't tell my son that. My son loves mariachi music. He's
Boston's chiming in.
That's good, man.
he's
Have you
Mexican
seen-
and he just
Hey,
loves
have
it.
you ever seen that Metalachi?
Metalachi?
Oh my God.
That might be kind of cool.
great.
It's amazing.
Metalachi?
They
I'll
look like
YouTube it.
dysfunctional mariachi guys with the hats on it.
And they do metal?
They play metal,
Yeah,
but
it's-
mariachi style.
Do they have the horns though
Oh
too?
my God, dude!
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They got it all.
Well, no, the stuff is talented.
Electric violin.
There's a
It's
few.
cool.
I've been trying to get into music because my son just
Hey,
he
you gotta
loves it.
Look it up. It's on. They,
Oh yeah, I will after
Yeah,
the
but-
show.
Fuck,
Right now,
it's
but yeah.
it's unbelievable.
Metalachi.
They are good.
Oh no,
Very,
there's.
very good.
You know who I like for Hispanic music, who I've always liked because he's the one guy that most people don't like, and that's Alex
Daddy Yankee?
Lora.
Oh.
Alex Lora. Yeah, he's got that friggin' voice, and it's cool. I like Alex Lora. He's good, man.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
I listen to
So
Cool.
this
Oh,
Friday,
Okay, and just one more thing on
Friday.
music, real quick.
just one.
My son found out about now loves the Scorpions.
Oh, nice.
Old school 80s Scorpions because we
Good
were doing
for
guitar
him.
here. We're out playing.
Good
we're doing
for
guitar,
him.
rock you like a hurricane. And my son's all,
Rock it like a
I just went, hello, San Francisco. And he goes, rock you like a hurricane. Rock you like a hurricane.
Yeah, I think they had some great tunes. I love Scorpion.
He
Love
friggin'
Scorpions.
loves that song.
You know, for
now.
a man who had his vocal cords completely stripped from him and regenerated them, he played a concert last year in Utah. My blind buddy and his wife went and seen him, and he said, 71 years old, that guy sounds no different than what he did back in the
Oh, no, he sounds great. Yeah, Don Dokken took over for a
amazing.
while.
Like, that guy's he's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down. So.
Klaus Mann, yeah.
So
Good stuff.
the guy from Journey is singing again.
What?
Yeah, I heard a couple of songs. They're all right. They're good.
Well, you know they replaced him with the
Filipino.
The Filippinese. Yeah.
Yeah, who's doing a fantastic job.
The Filipinos are the ones with the sing-song voice. You can't get.
Yeah, he's not going to tour.
They sing karaoke. They can sing anything.
He can't tour that way like he used to anymore.
No, but
he's got that phobia.
He's singing, and I guess he sounds.
It sounds.
He's from Banta. I never knew that.
What?
Banta, California, near Tracy.
I don't really know the place, so.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. So this Friday, Vicky Barbalak is coming to Oceanside. They're going to have a little party, a little celebration party for her making it as far as she did as in America's Got Talent competition. She was in the finals, and I think she got about like 5th place or something. But anyway, they're going to celebrate her making it on the final show this Friday in Oceanside. If you have a chance to get down there, $20 tickets or $22 tickets. VIP tickets are $27, and you can get a booth for 4 people, including appetizers and all that good stuff for $200. So if you're a high roller and you want to go and hang out, see Trailer Park Nasty, Vicky Barbalak this Friday night,
Walk past
7
your
p.m.
table.
I think it's what's the name of the joint?
It's got to be that
Midnight Jack's Brewery. Midnight Jack Brewery in Oceanside, $22 for tickets. But you know what? It's cool. You got to support a local Oceanside comic that, really when you break it down, a couple months ago was doing open mics around here and doing shows around here. And now
we've been doing this a year. Why ain't you on America's Got Talent yet?
She blew up,
Chubby.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But, good for her.
We got the Holy Roller, who's a good singer. He should be on The Voice.
There you go.
Pick the right songs. I guess they don't want to hear some of that stuff. Yeah, maybe.
You got a rock star on the panel yet.
So I will be there Friday, representing the Pelon and Chubby show, checking out Vicky Barbalak. So if you want to come down Friday, I think it's a 7 p.m. Show. I'll be down there.
$5 a ticket at our table. I'm just saying.
So it's going to be. I think it'll be pretty cool. I'm just going. Honestly, you know what? I'm not big on the crowds. I'm not big on hanging out and all that. But just going to support. Like we want support. Just support. Show appreciation for what Local Funny did.
Well, and also supporting it's. A Midnight Jack, I hear, is an okay place,
I don't
too.
give a fuck about them.
I don't know. I don't know. No, you don't.
I'm just not like breweries. I thought we went over this.
Well, I don't know. I had a comic tell me it was an all right.
Speaking of Friday,
they used to do, Johnny used to do it, Johnny Herrera.
And if you don't want to go to the I heard the Dog House is going to be opening up Friday or Saturday.
Oh, the sausage.
It's the Dog House.
Whatever. It's a sausage and beer joint right downtown. It looks cool.
German Dog House.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, these sausage and beer
joints. Thanks, Boston, for checking us out. Go watch Empire.
They have TiVo, fucker.
Yeah. Spring for that, man, and watch our show.
It's being recorded, I'm sure.
So that's going on this Friday. And then December 1, I know it's a little ways away. We still got November to fuck with, but December 1st, it's going to go quick. We are going to be, I believe it's going to be just Pelon and Chubby, the two of us, doing a live special edition remote from the Valentine show. He is doing a show to support. 100% of the proceeds are going to the cheer, which I'm sure his daughters are in or whatever. But the cheer girls, what is it called?
Gymnastics?
No, it's a 13.
Yeah, it's a cheerleading, competitive cheerleading. But they have some out in Temecula, Murrieta. They have some team, and all the proceeds are going to this club. And they're having Chad and Corey, the twins, who are super abrasive. And Valentine says that they're not ready for me. Dude, if you can sit through their fucking show, you can watch me. Holy shit. Those guys are fucking, oh my God. Right? And then I don't know how he puts the Vietnamese chick in there, but whatever. It's not my show.
That's good. That's good.
She's
there.
funny. She's cute. Whatever. So we are going to broadcast live from the venue, wherever it is. We'll give you more information. If you want to come out, tickets are available. You can go online and buy tickets. Just check out the Valentine, what is it? The Funny Crew, whatever.
The Laugh Out Loud crowd.
LOL.
Yeah,
LOL crew. Anyway, we're just going to be there doing our thing, what we do. We're going to take our equipment there. We're going to do a live podcast Saturday, the December 1st, I believe.
Yeah, until I get out of my job. I'm looking for another place to use my vocation at until the comedy thing takes off.
Yeah. So we're going to be over there. We're going to be interviewing the comics on the show. We're going to be interviewing the people from the cheer, what do you call it?
The spirit team, man.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Can't you just say spirit
whatever
team?
it is, the fucking cheerleading
team.
crew, whatever the fuck it is. The competitive cheerleading group. Anyway, we're going to be doing that shit. So it's going to be fun, dude. It'll be cool.
Spirit team.
So we're going to interview everybody that will allow us to interview them. Who knows?
Sounds like it'll be fun. We'll be
Yeah,
good.
it'll be cool.
If you can ever figure out what they're actually called, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the official.
You'll work on that.
Yeah, no, the day of the show, we'll get the official title, name, whatever the fuck it is. It's little girls spending time cheerleading and learning good shit and being athletic, exercising and not getting into bad shit. So
There you
it's
go.
good.
Spirit team
So
makes
whatever the fuck they're doing, good.
Yeah. Young Guns.
Yeah.
Did you know we're in the spirit?
So we're going to be there on December 1st. And if you got any events that you want us to do, we're looking for a new venue. I talked to the guys from our old spot that we were doing the show at the, now they call it Wildwood Landings or Crossings or some shit. Whatever. Anyway, they wanted me to do some kind of fucking novel on what our thing is. And I basically told Danny, I really like you and everything, but fuck off. I'm not going to go through all the fucking gymnastics and all that. So we're just going to find another spot. It's fine. There's a bunch of them around. I want to talk to somebody, if anybody knows, Indian Joe Brewery down here across the street from the 78, right off the border, next to the sexy clothing shop, Deja Vu. It looks like a cool spot. I've seen videos of bands playing there and shit. It looks nice. So,
Really inexpensive beers too.
Yeah. So that may be a spot. Maybe I would love to do a spot downtown, but nobody wants to.
$500,000 to get you in the door though.
Where?
Downtown. Oh wait, just Vista.
No,
or
just
San
to do the
Diego?
show. I don't want right here.
Okay.
Shitty Vista.
Oh, Shitty Vista.
I want to. If there's a spot that wants to do a show, I'm
It would be
game.
like the Eagles, man. $500 a ticket at the door. 30,000 people later, man. Just
Yeah, would be nice.
It'd be nice.
go.
Must be nice. But yeah, I'm not a.
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to the Eagles regulars. Just yeah.
But Joe Walsh still sounded good with his dentures half glued. I mean,
Hey, no, Joe Walsh is cool. That guy's the coolest guy in that band. There's no one even close. That's what Dennis Leary has that joke. He's I got 2 words for you, Don Henley. Joe effing Walsh.
Hey, so there's got to be somewhere down there that's game to do it. I don't know, but
We'll find something.
We got to find a home for the show.
So that
There's
doghouse
also
is opening up this weekend. Maybe go over there and try to talk with them. It's an outdoor venue too.
Yeah, when it's brand new and open there.
it's so hard, man. Everybody's so afraid to do shit. I would even love to go to what's it called, Belching Beaver. They got that. They got different sections of that.
I love that name.
I think that place would be cool.
I had some girls.
They should
come
just
in
call it
that
the
worked
Queef.
there. I had some girls come in there from working at the Belgian
Guy?
Beaver. I go,
No queef.
No, the Belching Beaver translation.
The queef.
The Queef. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Just checking.
Have
Making
you
sure.
ever
all right.
seen the
Just
picture?
did a pulse check, and you guys fell flat on that one. All right, cool.
All right.
Cool.
There's a picture of that?
So there's not a picture of the Belching Beaver. It's just in words on the side of a building.
No, there is.
There's a picture.
Oh, okay. Well then,
But it doesn't
you
have a
answered my
beaver.
question.
It doesn't have a beaver doing a pussy fart.
No.
That'd be fucking perfect. A poof of smoke coming out of the bush.
What the heck?
That'd be a nice picture.
It wouldn't be the
I saw
belching
something
beaver.
that
It'd be
made me
the
go, "What?"
queefing beaver at that point.
This is the belching beaver.
Yeah, the little queef.
All right. Next time.
Next time.
All right.
Keep
Get you.
massaging that.
We'll find out.
just said.
Hey, you
We'll
can't
find
even
funny
see
in
what
there
the
somewhere.
picture is, okay, man, Mark?
Which that's what my question was. But then the question that I asked was returned with the question, there's a sign? Well, yeah. What is it? Just the
Sign,
building?
sign.
And you
Everywhere
go,
a sign.
yeah, there's a sign.
Everywhere. All right.
And I go,
Why am I
okay,
the only
you
one
answered
doing
my
songs
question.
tonight?
Yeah, I
And
know.
I'm
But
the
you
worst.
didn't,
Yeah.
you didn't explain or describe
Because
the
we're
sign
getting
to
too
me.
serious tonight.
You just asked if, yeah, there's a sign. After going around the bush of telling it to me. Again, with that beating around the bush scenario. Oh, there's a sign? Yeah. You know this. Why are you joking?
I love you, Mark.
I'm just saying. That's what had just happened. It's hilarious.
Jesus.
I
loves
just
you,
had
Mark.
He does.
a big fat.
Because I got to
carne
listen
asada
to it,
burrito.
and I got to hear it again when I go home and waste another hour of my time going,
A
yeah,
big
I'm proving a
fat
point.
Carne asada burrito with cheese and sour cream.
Kanye asada bread makes me think of Kanye West and
You
Trump.
just whiteified that burrito.
Did you say Kanye West in the White House
And Trump.
and Trump?
Nah, just
Is
we
that
don't
what
have to go
that's-
there. But I was just
Carne
that
asada and
was
sour
good.
cream. made
Okay,
me
speaking of in the news, dude.
Let's do it.
Hey,
in the news.
did you see Kanye West talking to the president?
I just listened.
Did you
I listened to it
hear-
when it was going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I listened to it.
That
makes me
dumb
cry.
motherfucker
Our
went up
president
there,
needs to be fly.
and the president looked over and said,
That
would it still
president
be
needs to be
okay if
fly.
I called the cops on him?
But
That was the look
but
in his
Trump
face.
Just stayed away. He
Should I
just
call
goes,
the cops?
That's really something. Wow, that was really something. He didn't want to even go anywhere.
I bet
that
it-
was really
I
something.
bet a kid
crazy.
I bet an autistic kid would have got the same results out of Trump doing that shit in front of him.
That's
okay?
all stage bullshit because
Yeah.
Trump, the only time Trump has cameras and everything is when he has black people around him. When you see him with his little meetings with Putin and everything like that, there's no cameras, there's no staging, there's no band. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's all staged
That was
bullshit.
staging and
Bad
mockery.
publicity.
Hey, you should just be happy you got
All
another black guy in the
publicity.
White House.
No,
You got one. I don't know how.
No.
no.
And then,
Everybody said, you remember what Kanye said a few years ago? He's going in 2020? Like, no.
Yeah,
That's-
Kanye, man.
They say Kanye is going to be
Come on,
Trump's
Kanye's a
running
good guy. He will write his wife $1 million check just to have her not wear that lingerie on the show.
bro,
So I want to get in the news
he
stuff
just
and see what's
yeah.
really going on.
he
out here.
just certified that he is fucking nuts. That's
But
all he
he's,
did.
he's still going to run for president. He's going to run as vice president.
And he's the only one that can get away with jumping on an Apple fucking table in the middle of an Apple store just to give a rant to everybody in that Apple store and
They
customers.
locked the doors at Saturday Night Live while he ranted because they wanted to keep the audio going.
Exactly.
They
He's
just held
just digging
people
the
prisoner.
ditch.
He's a prisoner. He's a cat.
Oh, yeah.
So poor guy. So let's talk in some news. In the news.
Everybody's got a rodeo clown. Oh,
Jesus. I'll go first.
quit saying that. We already went
I'll
over that
go
subject.
first. Can I go first?
Go.
All right.
Go.
To be Native American.
Elizabeth
Senator
Warren?
Elizabeth Warren.
Ah, yes.
So I'm not laughing at her,
Come on, man.
but the
Laughing with her.
claim that Trump said he would pay her $1 million if she proved that she was if she had Native American descent. That was her claim.
Who was he saying this to?
Elizabeth Warren. I'll pay you $1 million if you can prove that you. And
she did it.
She
She
goes
took-
out and get a DNA reading that comes out. She's 1024th, which is 0.0069, less than 9%.
Did you give her $1 million?
No, he backpedal says that nah.
That's not
But that's
enough.
like a European. That's like any European person percentage, or just to prove that I'm Asian.
All
Type
right.
of thing. So
To have your DNA for any backing at this point in life, we've all been fucked by every goddamn culture out there in our past life. So we have a bit of everybody in us, even a dinosaur. There's just facts, all right? There's no such thing as purebred dogs out there. That's all I'm saying. That goes with humans, too. Everybody's fucking a mutt.
Yeah. So a lot of people saying that's just another one of Trump's lies. Another reason why he doesn't mean what he says he's going to do. So he backpedaled, and her proof wasn't significant enough to prove that she had any Indian in her. While he stood in front of actual Indians mocking her, calling her Pocahontas. So I'm like, this guy is like...
Maybe that's the only Indian he knows.
She don't look anything
He's
like.
trying to find a common
He's trying to
denominator.
find a common denominator.
Maybe he wants a spot in our comedy slide
My
show.
goodness.
Oh.
He's brash.
I will tell you this. He put out something saying that he might be the most honest president that we've ever had.
And he's had several people agree to it.
There is some truth to that. Like, you know,
his ratings are high.
he has no filter.
Man, let's go down this list.
He doesn't say the
He has
popular
been the
thing.
best out of every president. Blank, blank, blank. I'm gonna go down the list. Ratings.
You're done. That was it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Oh wait. We've been the most laughed at than any president in the world, or with, in his eyes.
They're laughing all the way to the bank.
And oh yeah,
Hey, you know some of these shitholes these people live in?
right.
That's a direct quote from.
That's a direct quote.
I'll go to you, Supreme Court justices. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
And we all kick in. Taliban's back.
They all
back,
participate in the
I'll tell you,
Devil's Triangle.
Some of those bad guys are getting killed.
Hey, you
That
know who,
that is the Devil's Triangle.
You know who Hannibal Thompson is?
No.
Cannibal.
He's a comic up in the Bay Area.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's doing a show now on a radio station talking about comedy and stuff.
Looks like he's got a guy that looks like you.
That's Chewy Gomez.
That's Chewy Gomez.
Yeah, up in the Bay Area on
He's got a bald white
KMEL. He's been on
Mexican
there.
guy on his show. We already copywritten that. You can't.
You put a hat on, man. You look. You guys look to be twins, man.
We
Most
won't no
Mexicans
longer
look the
be
same.
alone.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
You do.
It's unfortunate.
It's a joke.
That's like saying trying to find a Toyota in Escondido. Well, there's about 3 million of them there, so good luck with that.
I'm trying to get my buddy. I was looking on there, just tuned in. I don't know if you can see it on there, but
Right
actually,
there.
probably about 15, 20 minutes ago. Maybe he'll type something in there. But I just saw him at the reunion, and he says he wants to try and do something with us to support the show and everything because he enjoys watching the show and listening to the show.
All right.
But his name's Byron McMacken. He's the drummer for Pennywise.
Pennywise, okay.
Yeah.
And so when I saw him, it was kind of funny because I don't know if I offended him or not, but he's like, I know, because I was trying to put together a show with him and his band and do a show out here, you know, where they play.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of rules and requirements and stuff, which is fine. They're super big. Anyway, so he says, like, hey, don't take it the wrong way, but I really want to, like, do something with you and whatever.
Awesome.
And so I was like, and I was already had a few beers in me. I was by the pool all day.
Mr. Shitty
I was
over
doing
here.
the show, right? So and we're at the reunion, and he's like, yeah, no, don't take it the wrong way. I said, I understand. I've told a lot of people to fuck off, too, so I know.
I know you're just being full of crap.
So it's good. It's cool.
I know
it's all
you're
good.
full of it.
I don't think that was probably the right choice of words, but
So you didn't believe it was sincere. You didn't believe he was being
he's a
sincere.
cool dude, man. Yeah, he's fine.
He's just talking,
We
you
were
know.
talking, but you know me, like I just say
Guys
whatever
are
the fuck.
salesmen.
Whatever on your mind.
And,
Guys are salesmen.
It probably wasn't the right thing to say. So, sorry, Byron, but I have told a lot of people just to fuck off because I didn't want to deal with them. I don't know if you felt that way or not, but So maybe someday we'll be able to do something. I don't know
That'll be
if
crazy.
it's interview or whatever, but he's got a ton of followers. And,
He does. Good for them.
And we're
I like a couple of their
obviously,
songs. I can't say I'm a fan,
Yeah.
but they have a few tracks that I
Fuck
like.
Authority, and then
don't
Bro Him.
I wouldn't know any of them by name.
Yeah.
I listen to so much different music all the time.
They
They're
got
over
a
there.
bunch
I
of
remember
good songs,
him.
man.
I was in a punk band for a while back in the
Right.
day,
Well, if you're in
and
a
I
punk
remember
band, you should know
somebody
about
got me.
Pennywise.
Yeah, and so that's the timing when I got to hear Pennywise. I was like, oh, okay, they're
You
pretty.
cannot
good.
not
Who's
be
the
in
other
a
one?
punk band. Dropkick Murphys.
I was
I
in-
like those guys.
No, those guys are
Dropkick
good.
Murphys
I like
is fucking
them.
tits
I
right
like
there,
them.
dude.
And then Black Flag.
Black
was
Flag.
About the same time as.
Yeah,
And then,
But
of
you
course,
can't forget about
Suicidal
social
Tendencies.
distortion.
Yeah,
And,
you know what? They're
you know,
cool.
Yeah.
But it just seems like they're more like a little more commercial.
And then you can't forget about the Sex Pistols too.
But wait, what about
Well,
suicidal tendencies?
That's a good one.
Suicidal Tendencies.
I saw
but
those guys
they
in Warped Tour.
became metal, but they're great. I like Suicidal Tendencies. And another band that kind of
them at
changed,
Warped Tour.
Bad Religion. Those guys were
Bad
great.
Religion was okay.
They got
kinda
some
fell
good
off.
stuff. They
They
got
got
some
nice
good
jeans.
stuff.
They got nice jeans.
I don't know. I don't know if they're that. That came
different
out of
guys?
left field there.
Different guys.
Yeah, right. When the hills of Los Angeles are burning. No,
That's a good tune.
That's fucking awesome.
Hey, you know
like
what's
that.
funny is I was watching those the old videos of L.A. riots.
Uh-huh.
You know, and they had all the Korean dudes standing on top of their stores with machine guns and shit, just shooting people. It was fucking insane, man.
That was quite the scene.
But I saw the mayor of Compton, who is Walter Tucker. I don't know if you remember him. He got in
he was
trouble
tucking.
for taking a bribe, and it was being recorded by the FBI.
Was it Sting?
Yeah,
Sting.
Sting.
Okay.
It was a sting, and he took a bribe. But they shoot a little video of him in the middle of the riots talking about what's going on, you know, and whatever. And so I see this video, and it just reminded me of playing chess with a guy every night in our jail cell.
Oh my gosh.
I was in jail.
Just some guy.
I
you
was in
played
jail
Was it
with
Sally?
the ex-mayor of Compton.
Oh, you
Walter
were
Tucker.
actually in jail with
Yeah,
him?
who became a preacher. Obviously, you find Jesus in jail, but yeah,
Told you.
That's the place.
it's at those times where you,
That's the place, man.
man, you feel like everybody's turned on you and you got nowhere to go. So it's a very natural.
So
reaction, man.
you said were you playing cards or dice with him? What
No,
were
we
you doing?
played chess. most nights.
Chess. Were you like playing for money or just for fun?
No, just
A
talking,
strategic game. Man.
talking,
Toothpicks.
and you know.
I don't know, man.
For
This guy's
cigarettes.
he's a
For
shady
cigarettes.
character you're
You know
talking
what?
about.
I'll tell you what. In that place,
Rationings, top ramen.
you everything is so
Toilet paper.
simple that you try and make some routine. Like every day at 5 you play chess. Every day at 3 you go for a 10-mile walk.
Right.
Every Tuesday and Thursday you play softball.
Was this L.A. County Jail? Where was it?
It was a federal
Yeah,
prison.
federal prisons. You got.
You
you
were
have
in a federal
track.
prison?
Yeah, Lompoc Federal Pen.
Was this something I think we've discussed? That we,
Yeah, it was
No,
a long
he didn't
time
go
ago.
into the details.
Yeah,
No,
but
it was
there
long
was
time
something
He used to-
happened.
He told you what his tenure is. He told you
But
when he was there.
yeah, you know, it was.
I had a friend
It's
who
on public record.
I had a friend that was in that when I was in the punk band, while the band ceased to exist, the postal service came in. The postmaster general comes in with guns and stuff. They raided his offices because he was doing some shady stuff, basically tax evasion.
Yeah.
And
Basically tax
it was.
There was
And
a bunch of
he
people that tax evasion.
and so he, after he posted bail and talked it over his lawyer, let's see, he missed that show that night. We played one more show, and then he fled the country
Dude, you would be amazed how
because
many.
he didn't want to go because they were going to give him
Dude,
10 years.
You'd be amazed how many millionaires are in there. It's like unbelievable.
I heard a quote from a gentleman who said he was.
They
in
got
federal
this, put their
prison.
stuff in maybe
And he
offshore
goes-
trust or something.
He
and
goes,
get it later.
here's the people that I learned from. He goes, I learned from the I learned from the big bankers, the brokers, the financial
You should.
managers. He
You
goes-
do well.
He goes, I was in federal prison with all these motherfuckers, and that's who I learned. He goes, I learned the system from them.
There you go.
Donald
And,
Trump.
you know,
Straight quote, Donald Trump.
exactly. You know, if you want to learn it, when this crash happens next month or at the end of the year, buy up every motherfucking property you can, get the biggest loans you can,
And there was these
and then
two.
get rich in like 10 years. Yeah, but I don't know.
There was these two brothers that used to go around the yard during the day. In between, like, you know, when you get out, go to work or get off of work, because everybody has to work. They're working prisons. It's a $1 billion industry. The BOP, Bureau of Prisons.
50 million.
Yeah. So these two guys were art dealers in Hawaii. They're brothers. They're white.
Okay.
They're actually brothers. Anyway, they.
Not like
I
so
hear
many.
you.
I see where you're going with
hear
that.
you.
Oh my gosh.
So, and they're gay. They're gay, and they're art dealers, and they were selling prints as originals in Hawaii, and they got busted.
Okay.
And then this other guy, everybody used to call him the Admiral. I'm like, who the fuck's the Admiral? This dude was the Admiral of a ship.
Drug runner?
That was running cocaine from South America.
Wow.
Like tons and tons and tons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was in there. The two gay guys would hand out candy every day to everybody. Free candy. Bazillionaires. But they'd go around just handing out candy. Have a good day. You know. But yeah, it was crazy. And then
but they had their assets seized, so they
fuck
were...
no, they still have money.
They still have money?
Dude.
Don't put in trust
Please.
funds, dude.
Yeah.
This one dude I knew was
the federal
the
prison wants billionaires in it
he
because
was
they're
the
paying for that.
adopted son of the guy that started Auto by Tel.
No way.
Oh,
One of the
shit.
first car place you could buy online or search online.
Yeah.
Anyway, Auto by Tel was started by Penske. His partner was Bedrosian. And his
Sounded
adopted
like McGregor
son
at this point. Name
was
dropping.
named Bedrosian.
Mhm.
Right? So, anyway, Chris Bedrosian, he was the like captain of our softball team. We had uniforms and everything.
This is in jail?
In jail.
Yeah.
Oh,
We had a
wow.
softball league and all that.
Wow.
And so he would pay me.
Impressivo.
He would pay me to do his laundry because he was above him to do his own laundry, obviously. And I made his bed, did his laundry.
Okay.
They paid me to do that. Yeah.
I would fucking do this shit.
Yeah.
Just get paid.
What else am I gonna do? I got more time than I know what to do with. Right?
How long were you in?
A year.
A year.
Yeah.
Enough to know what
And
to
so
do.
it was cool. Yeah. And I learned the ins and outs, and there's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the federal government can ship you around the whole country where your money, your commissary basically, people have to put money on your books so you can make phone calls, you can buy the essentials, you know. But they can actually ship you around if you fucker with them enough. They can ship you around where your money, your mail will never catch up with you. Yeah, so,
Heard that.
yeah,
So
gotta
if you piss them off.
just behave, do your time.
Do your time, get
Yeah,
out, and
get
then,
out.
then go find where
While I was
go
in
with
there,
your
there was a
memories.
guy that was with American Honda, and he was the VP for American Honda, for America, and he was busted for accepting cash, houses, a lot of shit, for giving dealers special allocation of cars when Honda was really like booming.
Mm-hmm.
So they caught him with $900,000 cash in his attic, and houses and a bunch of shit. Anyway, so he turned and gave info, basically ratted out higher ups that paid him that the federal government really wanted.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I was in there, he was basically meeting with all the attorneys and all that. But I would walk with him every day. So his wife would show up for visits and stuff, driving this old piece of shit car, just a piece of shit. Anyway, after he was done doing, all his snitching and shit with the U.S. attorneys and all that, the wife showed up in the big Benz. After the deal was done. Yeah, she would show up in the big Benz and all that shit. And,
Once they knew they were going to be okay and
Yeah.
protected and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
yeah,
That
money
makes sense.
started surfacing. And
She had to play the part. That's what you
There
got
you
to
go.
do.
so I would walk with him every day, but I call, I don't know if I should say this.
Don't.
But anyway,
Okay.
I just let people know what was going on because look out, cover your ass. Cause
Yeah.
shit
Well,
was going down.
I've never been to
So,
jail.
you know who Rick Hendricks is?
the guy I used to play softball with back in the day. That one.
Hendricks Racing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. The one that owns all the dealerships all over America.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's who he fucking snitched on. That's why he got off.
No.
He
wow.
fucking ratted out Rick Hendricks.
Oh,
So
I
then
know.
Rick Hendricks' attorneys said that he had some life-ending illness, terminal illness, where he couldn't do time, so they gave him house arrest.
Oh, I think.
and he's still doing just fine.
Hillary Clinton was saying something similar. Previous heart complications that lead
Right,
to a
some
heart attack.
bullshit. So he couldn't do any time. They put him on house arrest.
There you go.
But
Man. When you got money,
the guy's in a $1 billion mansion. Yeah, put me on house arrest. That's fine.
So I was there when I saw that shit going down.
That's some good. We call this show The Dirt, man. We got
The Dirt.
Motley Crue here. Well, we got Rick Salas and The Dirt.
Dude, now I'm gonna have to get extra security just in case.
Like did I share too much? Hope we didn't share too much.
Has no markings. Our location, our IP address is being rerouted. You can't find us. We're nowhere.
Yeah. We are broadcasting from a box in China that was made from recycled plastic.
Yeah.
There was some crazy.
Well, I was about to share some stories, and then I remember going. It was about some military. I have some military guys that were kind of high up and stuff, and they shared some stuff and showed me photos of stuff that happened with, let's just say, a certain war that wasn't not too long ago, and they let me know. He goes, by the way, you can't ever tell anybody this ever. And I went, so I'm not going to share that story. But but it was maybe off air. But I got to see something. He goes. This will not be on CNN.
Right.
He goes, but
so we were posting stuff, right? Yeah. We had this conversation online about LeBron James being a Laker and everything. And I was
that would never happen.
I was like, I can't find myself rooting for the guy, man.
Are you rooting for him now?
No. No. And they I want to see the Lakers win, but I want to see him do terrible.
You catch the Warriors game last
night. You want to see him get hurt? You want to see him get hurt?
They kept him 6 to 8 behind the whole time.
Just have him join the Oakland Raiders. He'll get traded real quick.
Here's my thing though, and I don't know.
They're trading away the entire team.
Tell me if this is right or wrong or whatever. But I've been a Laker fan my whole life. I love the Lakers. I have Laker, apparel, hats, whatever. And but at one point I was anti-Lakers because of Bus's kid. I call him, everybody calls him Baby Bus. Yeah. And Mitch Kupchak, who was the worst GM of all time, right? Him and fucking Bus's kid tubed the Lakers single-handedly. Those two fuckers destroyed the Lakers. So I said I'm not going to be a Laker fan until those two are gone, right? But I lived up in the Bay Area, and I used to go to the Warrior games, and I became a Warrior fan kind of over 20 years, living there 20 years, and the Lakers being so shitty. But here's the difference. Like, I'll wear a Laker shirt, but because I'm such a Laker fan, I can watch the Warriors, I can root for the Warriors, but I can never wear a Warrior shirt. Yeah. Because I can't go that far.
My Warriors were bad so long.
And I watched them when they were terrible, when they never won.
That's why I used to watch them.
So I am a fan of that team. I love to watch them. I love to root for them, but I can't see myself ever wearing the clothing or hat or anything. Like, my kid will wear it, but that's as close as I'll get. But his mom's from Oakland, so that's okay. But I just can't get myself to do it, Anyway, we were going back and forth on this, and these guys that I used to go to high school with are trying to prove the point on why he is such a good person. And I'm like, you know what? He's a good basketball player. He's not the greatest of all time as far as I'm concerned.
No GOAT for him, no GOAT.
But he's not a good person. And they're telling me, he donates to charity, he built a school, blah, 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 all the shit about him.
Rizzo Ball donates to charity.
Right, so all the shit, right, that he does, that makes him a good person. I said, well, I know some stuff that, as far as I'm concerned, he's not a good person. They're like, you got dirt on LeBron? I'm like, well, yeah. Well, tell us. I'm like, no, I can't. I can't, for fear of where I heard the information from.
You actually have dirt on LeBron James.
Well, I don't know. I consider it to be but I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Oh yeah, don't.
Well, the guy doesn't work there anymore, so I could probably say.
And he got this from the car dealership.
No. So we used to play golf over at the Grand Del Mar.
Oh, okay.
Because somebody I know had somebody that worked there. And they would get us on there for free.
Yeah.
Right? So I heard a story of that's LeBron's, like, every summer or when he's off, that's where he goes.
Okay.
For a week out of the year.
All right.
That's where he got married.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So the Grand Del Mar is a beautiful place, expensive, whatever. He rents out the whole fucking floor.
Well, of course he would.
Right.
He's LeBron.
600
Apparently, allegedly, whatever, the general manager of the property would do his schedule every year. His work schedule. He would wait until LeBron booked his week at the resort to book his vacation, to schedule his vacation, his personal vacation.
Okay.
He said, I cannot be here
When the stuff's going.
and watch him destroy our resort and treat it so shabbily. Him and his entourage of fucking hooligans.
Oh, okay.
Right. He said, I cannot watch it.
I can't be here. 'cause
Yeah.
That
So he
doesn't
would schedule
surprise
his vacation.
Wow.
How does that
he-
not surprise me?
Like, just
Just
fucking
sordid stuff.
Ghetto,
Yeah.
destroy the place, fucking terrible.
Okay.
So people that
The
do
majority-
that, though,
Okay, but honestly, the majority isn't just LeBron James, though. I mean, you got a bunch of goons and.
but that's who he
monkeys that-
associates with. That's who he invites. That's who he spends his time with.
Low lives.
That's who he
At least according to
feels
that.
is his friends.
Worthy of his time and friends, yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you're going to spend time with those people, and that's what's going to happen when you or your people are around,
Seems like a bunch of gold diggers.
it's like, what kind of person are you?
Yeah. Well, I have.
Are
some-
you really that good of a person?
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
And I'm saying, I'm just as an example. Now, I don't know if that's dirt.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it'd be weird, like, to be in that kind of a situation where, say, success took off for our show or for any one of us or whatever, to like a crazy extent where you could go
Right.
rent out places and stuff. I have some people that I would like to invite and stuff who maybe are not. They don't make that much or whatever, but I'm pretty sure if I was in those shoes, I'd be like, let them know you treat the place good, but
Right.
But I don't think any of them would treat the place like crap.
These are guys who rented out an entire floor. Of
I don't think they would treat.
mean, you're
the place
talking
like
about-
They'd be
hey,
respectful.
$100,000
Dude, you're-
bottles.
no,
of
no, no,
Cristal.
you're-
Even when I had like at
Shit's
my
breaking.
wedding, we wouldn't even have alcohol.
You're talking about his bill like $2, $3, $4 million.
We're talking about a guy who has hundreds of millions of dollars
yeah,
right
I
now.
would
at
still
his
be
disposal.
respectful. You
Right.
Could, yeah, you
Just because you're spending that
At
kind
the
of money,
point
you're
these
dropping
guys
that
are
kind
so
of money.
rich, respect is not in their
Still
bank because they
respect
can
the
pay
place.
for the
Doesn't
floor at
give
the
you
end
the
of the
right
week.
to disrespect somebody
Absolutely,
else's
I
property.
agree. I agree.
And that's
So
kind of the name
you're going
they
to
made
tell
for
me that that's a
themselves.
good person.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not saying it makes them a terrible person. I'm just saying good people usually don't have that kind of shit around them.
Yeah, they would make sure that they didn't
That's all
treat
I'm
the
saying.
place like crap. I got you.
Well,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that the NBA
We're-
officials
I was just
kind
quick.
of got down on them on certain things of aspects because
Were
it
we
was-
gonna wrap it up,
We can.
or you can keep going? It's just I kind of wanted to wrap it up because I just kind of go do that.
All right, well,
family. I want
do
to
that.
hang out with my family
No,
while my son's
If
still
you
awake.
want to cut it, let's cut the show short. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah, I just not to mention I got a
Because
whiz.
Jay wants.
just because Jay wants to. I
No,
mean,
we don't have to,
if
guys.
you want
I'm
to
just
go,
saying I got to
door's
take
right
a whiz.
there, but we got
gotta
shit
ruin-
to talk.
We
You
got to
can talk
ruin the
all
rest
about
of our
me.
night.
No.
I want to go see
only
my
thing we look
family,
forward
like
to
we were
every
talking
week-
about earlier.
You know,
we did a 2-hour show.
All right,
It's fine.
you've said your piece, right?
It's fine.
There's the door. Yeah.
Don't let
But
the,
we still got the news to finish.
don't let the
that's
door hit you on the way out.
Yeah,
What
no.
news
In the news, my
Is there-
Raiders
hey.
are trading their entire team.
And the only
away.
thing I heard in the news was
Are
about
they?
fucking Pocahontas. Is there anything else, or is it just
I
about
don't.
Pocahontas?
I think it's like this week they're taking a hiatus on shit happening.
No, I mean, there was a lot of things
What?
going on. I mean, even with Melania trying to be an ambassador with the UN, trying to get backing
Does
on that.
anybody really
But
give a
then-
fuck about that?
No.
But
She's
then
like a good silent movie.
She made a rant against
Nobody
T.I.
wants to hear
for
what she's saying.
that little video that he did of him as the president with a stripper that looks like Melania.
Right.
And so she's trying to boycott T.I.
Whatever. Nobody
She's
gives
trying
a fuck what she's saying.
trying to get into the black community. Like,
Look.
You're trying to boycott a guy who's got more followers than you, and
Yeah.
you're the president's
Look.
wife.
Yeah,
like,
you're the,
People don't care what she has to say.
You're the
They just want to
president's
look
hooker.
at her.
you're the president's
That's it.
hooker.
yeah, exact hooker. You don't do anything to pleasure that man, but you're with him because he's for wealth. What is he doing? Except
No, maybe he's a super sweet guy.
To hear him tell it.
You're so nice.
Yeah, he's the
Just saying.
of all time. I'm the coolest.
If he was broke, she still would have been in love with him.
But
Yeah.
Bull fuck. That's a
No, I believe it.
crock
I
of
believe
shit.
it.
I truly
Oh, you
Hey.
believe that there's love in that circle if he didn't have the millions of dollars?
He is an
I
intriguing.
bet his pickup line was.
He
hey,
is
guess what?
intriguing.
I bet his pickup line was.
He is intriguing.
I can evade $400 million of taxes.
Do you
want to be with me?
Do you think Baron is actually Ivanka's kid?
Who?
Baron is actually Ivanka's kid?
No.
I think so. I
I
think there's
think
some
he is.
inbreeding. I think Baron is Ivanka's kid. No.
Oh yeah. Well, no. There's definitely inbreeding
Ivanka?
because
Yeah.
Oh, she was a little old for that, man. No.
Mr. Orange Comic guy.
I'm talking about the daughter.
They-
The
no,
daughter. Yeah.
you said Baron. That's the young
Baron's
boy.
the young boy.
Yeah.
Could be Ivanka's son.
No.
There's some inbreeding going on.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
That's
Some
going.
inbreeding
That's
going on.
Let's
going.
not get
That's why-
ridiculous.
That's why he's got those extra cells.
That's going on.
That's why he's got those
I
extra
just
cells.
think
That's
his
mad.
pick-
No,
hey,
come on, man. You don't
Hey, I
not
think
bash
keep
the
it in the
kid,
family.
man. He's a
Hey, I just think his
he's
pickup,
probably autistic.
his pickup line was something like,
Probably.
Yeah, he's autistic. Yeah, but why you say that with? That's a kid, man. How can you be mean to? He's a kid.
I'm mean to the parents.
I know you
talking
don't
about?
like
hey,
I don't.
Trump.
I don't like him.
no, I won't go. I won't go that far. I won't
That's
go.
messed up, man.
I won't go that far, but
fucked up.
I just have a feeling Trump's pickup line with Melania was kind of like,
I can evade
"How about you
$400
just
million in taxes.
jump off of my bank account onto my face?" How's that sound?
Donald, how you mean I bring family to America?
No, I'm not gonna say nothing about the kids.
I won't even bag on her. She's okay.
What? What has she
I bag
done?
on her husband.
What
but
has she
I'm
done?
like,
Well, no, but okay, let's break it down really with her.
What has she done?
What?
Other than,
I'm sure.
would she
I'm
be
sure
there
they
if
would
it
not,
wasn't for
she
the money?
would not be with him without the money. I'm
Okay.
sure of that. I
So,
get it. Nothing like
What-
that.
how
I
much?
don't have anything against.
Her
How much-
excuse
no,
of
but
going
how
to
much-
Africa was
I
so
don't have
lame.
anything
Hey,
against
how
her.
much? How
So
much?
she has this outrage, and she's such a woman, but she's.
I don't watch the. I have
She's
no
got-
idea about
she's
this
got all
outrage.
the-
I just
she's-
heard about it right
she's
now
got
from
all
you.
she's got all the sexy nudie pictures and her own flim flams out there, but she's mad because a stripper portrayed her in the White House in a rap
Maybe
video.
because she's just.
So she
fed
wants to
up with
make up
all
an
this stuff
excuse
all
to
the
go to
time. I don't-
Africa
You
to
don't
teach
get
about.
automatic-
don't
if you,
care.
If you showed your world your hoo-ha, you don't get to have automatic grace because you're a trophy wife.
Your hoo-ha's
and-
out there.
Yeah,
so.
but again, I don't know the story.
but what
I
if
don't
it-
watch the
hey,
news,
what
guys.
if the hoo-ha's
I just see
as
little
nice as
headlines every
hers?
now and I try to pick it out.
No,
I don't
you're-
watch
you're-
this crap.
You're still picturing Caitlyn Jenner's.
Can we justify that?
You're
It's really nice though.
picturing Caitlyn Jenner's hoo-ha.
But
No,
you're at the age
definitely
that
not.
your
Jenner's
hoo-ha looks
girlfriend.
nice.
Has that even been like
Whatever.
reconfigured?
It's been reconfigured, but somebody's
Really?
got.
You can
somebody's
actually
gonna take it.
reconfigure that.
I say it's a con. Caitlyn's gonna come back as Bruce, man. Caitlyn's coming back. Hey, I was just messing
Caitlyn
with
Jenner's
y'all.
she is
It probably
pretty nice.
looks like
though.
the actor off
He-she?
A Million Ways to Die and
She-she.
the Rest
She-she.
that worked at the brothel house. No,
And Jay's gonna leave now.
who was it that worked
Oh,
at
it's
that?
not
I
it.
don't
It's
know.
just
All right.
time.
On Million Ways to Die in the West. Who worked
Oh,
at the
you're talking
brothel
about
house.
Odom.
Odom.
The wife that she's like, yeah, we all have shitty jobs. Like, you don't care that she works there. And he's all just the good Christian man, like the Holy Roller. He'd be like, "Yeah, we all have shitty jobs."
I don't know
like,
the movie. I don't know the
Whatever
movie.
happened with Lamar Odom?
Oh my God.
He went from doing one of the Kardashians to
And then when he
doing
looks at it, he's
the
like,
whole bunny
No, he
ranch.
was
Are
in a
you
coma.
okay?
Isn't that the coma guy?
He was in a coma for a spell. He came
Yeah,
out
he
of
almost
that.
died.
Yeah, almost died. He's cool.
Hey,
He
no,
was on homeopathic Viagra, alcohol,
Cocaine, just
Blow.
everything, man.
smoking crack.
Yeah, that's
And he played a good, honest Christian on that movie. It was comical.
Lamar
Million
Odom.
Ways to Die in the West.
I don't know this movie.
That was a Seth.
What street are you on?
Oh,
Fucking-
I think I
Where-
saw not the trailer, but I saw the.
Siri,
saw
can
it.
you find what directions Mark is on?
Okay, yeah, the Seth, whatever the guy who did the Family
Seth
Guy, right?
MacFarlane.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never saw the movie.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay.
I mean, it's
It looked
roundabout
like it was
true.
funny.
There's a million ways you could die
Do-
in the
but
West.
do you-
Yeah,
It
but-
was
honestly, though-
roundabout that.
But
It was
Seth
hilarious.
MacFarlane.
Do you like
Seth MacFarlane's a funny guy, but he's definitely
I'm not saying
he's not,
I like
he's
or
not
dislike.
a Christian.
I'm
he's
saying
not,
for entertainment
I can say that I
purposes,
think he's a
he's
fucking piece of shit.
hilarious. And the Family Guy, everything to a T.
See, that's
He makes
the
shit
problem.
A joke.
That's what Seth. That's my problem. Seth MacFarlane
know?
and Family Guy. all that, whatever. I'm not a cartoon person. I hate cartoons. So I have zero appreciation for that.
I enjoy the show when they're not trying to bag on Jesus. When they
You know
start
what?
going there, it's just.
I think like with South Park, that'll be Family Guy's fall when they went because Chef left South Park because they were doing that too much. The original, before Chef passed away, he said, "I'm going to step away, and you guys ain't going to have me because I don't like this." And they actually quit that for a while.
Yeah,
I remember that, and I think when old Peter started coming out and doing stupid shit, they got some.
I have no problem
too.
with having Jesus in sketches or anything like that, as long as it's done well and basically like if you're trying to make him the butt of the joke, then
Well, I like the way when he was trying to play Santa and getting away with everything, and then he come down and got his ass whooped by Santa and say, apologize. That was like, it was
I'm a symbol of your birth, but okay,
I don't know that one.
That was
the one SNL where they had when it was the Christian Broncos quarterback who was doing well. Tebow. He won the playoff. Yeah, Tebow, and then they had Jason Sudeikis as Jesus, and he goes, I'm praying, Lord, you're going to get me past the Patriots. And he goes, hey, look, man, I do. He goes, Patriots? No, he goes, really? He goes, yeah, I might. I don't think I'm with you on that one, man.
Can't help you with that.
He's like, yeah. He goes, Patriots next week? Yeah, I don't think I can help you with that one, man. So that was fine. But yeah, most of the time, if you try that whole bagging,
but a lot of these comic shows go just like, I'm sorry, but Rick and Morty still has it. But if they come out this season, that was phenomenal.
I don't really know it.
No worries.
I know I've heard of it, but I just don't really know it.
We're out of beer and I got to piss.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's time to end the show. Good.
All right. And that's it. Good night.
Get back there. I'm going to beat you to it.
Well, hey, most people have, a certain thing that they like to end on, but that's usually mine right there. I got to piss and we're out of beer. Time to go.
All right.
Hey, we're the Pelon and Chubby Show. We're here every Wednesday at 6:30. If you want to come in and join the in-studio audience, by all means, give us a call. Hit us up on Facebook, whatever it is, and we will reserve you a seat here for the in-house, audience? And if not, in-studio audience, yeah. Otherwise, if you want us to do a show at your place, somewhere you want us to do it, we'll go in there and talk to whoever and make it good for everybody involved. If you have any questions, anything you want to talk about, feel free to send it over. Guy or I will pick it up on the online. If you want to donate to Mark, go to, where is it?
SeeHowISee.com.
There it is. Donate for his trip to Africa. No.
What the fuck?
Florida.
For a wedding. Yeah. So he's going to be going to Florida.
Bless
he needs
the
a little funds.
down in
help out your local blind guy.
I'm looking. I'm raising funds too through a massage. So if you need a massage, we can
he'll
do
trade
this.
massage for ducats.
Ducats.
No happy ending, but
be careful. Be careful when you put that out there, Mark.
Be advised. If you ask for a happy ending on my table, I will send you to the Pelon and Chubby's house.
There you go.
You will get assisted by Little Rick and Big Rick.
Yeah. We will take your loot and give you no head. All right. So. What else? I think that's about it.
Cool.
Broadcasted from a little box in a totalitarian regime somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Chinese democracy.
That's us. Assalamu alaikum.
Malaikum salam.
Hey, so we are looking. I've been having an itch. I was telling Kathy today that I had a little itch to do a remote show.
Oh.
Where?
Because here's our problem. We used to do a remote once a month when we did our comedy show.
Yeah. Right.
But now we're not doing a comedy show. I feel like we need to get out there at least like once a month and do a remote show. So if somebody begs and pleads and convinces us to do a show at their place and they make it podcast friendly where you don't have a bunch of super cool people in the corner talking real loud and shit.
You don't have a trivia going on on the other side of the wall.
We'll come out there and do a show. We'll pump up your place. And we'll do a remote show once a month. Fuck it. Or maybe twice a month, whatever. But let us know. Send over some info. Let us know what's up. We will be here next Wednesday. What is it? I know there's a Halloween coming up on a Wednesday.
Halloween is 2 weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be here next Wednesday. Tune in, check it out. We'll give you some more information then. Next Wednesday, 6:30, the Pelon and Chubby Show. Make it your destination. Share our show to as many people as you possibly can. That's the only way we're going to make it big. And the bigger we get, the better the show gets. So share it to everyone you know. Tell them how great the show is. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Peace.
Good night, everybody.